kubatsirana techitsitsana techiyambutsana fila kuonesana techisimudzirana ya pano ndo patosangana techibatsirana pano ndo patokumana techitsitsana Ddc Skool of Thoughts Ddc Skool of Thoughts Yautete wachimonyo pila icho kwadi upenyu uyu unoda kupanana miwono yeah kubatsirana techitsitsana techiyambutsana pila kuonesana kusimudzirana nekukurudzirana yeah pano ndo patosangana techibatsirana pano ndo patokumana techibatsirana Ddc Skool of Thoughts Ddc Skool of Thoughts Ddc Skool of Thoughts. Real life matters now. Mondays and Fridays 8:30 p.m. UK time, live here on Facebook. Ddc Skool of Thoughts. So, what? Ddc Skool of Thoughts. Yeah. Kubatsirana, techitsitsana, techiyambutsana, fila kuonesana, techisimudzirana. Ya. Pano ndo patosangana, techibatsirana, pano ndo patokumana, techitsitsana. Ddc Skool of Thoughts. Ddc Skool of Thoughts. Yautete wachimonyo pila icho kwadi upenyu uyu unoda kupanana miwono yeah kubatsirana techitsitsana techiyambutsana pila kuonesana kusimudzirana nekukurudzirana yeah pano ndo patosangana techibatsirana pano ndo patokumana techibatsirana Ddc Skool of Thoughts Ddc Skool of Thoughts Ddc Skool of Thoughts. Real life matters now. Mondays and Fridays 8:30 p.m. UK time, live here on Facebook. Ddc Skool of Thoughts. So, what?
Moroi, hello, Salibonani Lonke. Thank you very, very much for joining us. Moroi Vamtangiri, Auntie Mary, Auntie Sibo, Tidokwazi Saimese. We're going to Bokwazi comment section. Okay. Grace Isaacs, hello. Clement Sibanda, Maureen, Manombori, Clement again, Titirino Nagomo, hello my sister, hello Clementina, hello Margaret, hello Nyasha, hello Swongi Lekona, hello Eti, Rambayam Chingot Kwazisa, share this broadcast, never we muzo tamba ne sutimbo Kwazisana. Vamtangiri mafamba se kwa mayenda ikokonasi.
I was lucky, ndaifana ndichiri mutrain. But ndazotaura nevakadzi ukagona kutaura nevakadzi unogarapo ndaona anoshanda parekera kuda nditicket cheka ndikati naimi neticket because ticket rangu ranga richindibvumidza kukwira train 1 yanga ichisumukana 23 minutes to 7. Come with me. Let us go and see the manager. Train yanga iri fast yanga ichinda kuLondon. Anokwanisa kupinda here train yake nde oh yes
saka bo
ukagona kutaura nevakadzi hauna dambudziko.
Exactly. You know, it's just
vanongopenga vachitonzi vakadzi kutaurisa vakadzi kutaurisa inzwa zvavakutaura iko zvino
Ukangova that tweet respect.
Kalitu. Auntie Mary kanjani?
Mosha muripo.
Hai tiri bo. Mange marova.
Tarova kanda ndamboenda kuZimbabwe.
Wanga jaira kukwira ngoro kumberengwa.
Ndandaenda register to vote.
Register to vote. How was the process? Was it easy, not easy?
Very easy. And they are so friendly. Very, very easy. Everything. Less than 5 minutes I was done.
Yes, ndichakutengera bhotoro rewine.
My fingerprinting and everything is all electronic. It's very quick. And the people vanonga vachikuregister are very friendly. Achitombotori kana ndingatoti 5 minutes yakatoreba. It was very easy.
Mazvona. Aiwa, wari kuenda kuZimbabwe muna register kuvota.
Saka ndichakutengera bhotoro rewine.
Why, mama?
Mary anofarira wine.
Hameno.
Mary hapana chasingarovi kana kachasi.
Handimwi wine, ni saka I'm surprised.
Pane munane background noise. Anyway, guys, audience yedu ndinokutendai vanhu vese vajoina nhasi ndiri pa hot seat, ndini panyanga elder dewa vapo saka motondisapotawo ndichimbobata basa pano. Nhasi tichabvunza mibvunzo kuti kuwiniwe matiketi mairi. Saka the first person achawina the gift is achatagga vanhu vakawanda this broadcast ndiye watichapa ticket. Saka you want a ticket to this weekend's yepa Easter iyo, you choose which day auda kuuya, atisi kukulimita, then tinokupa. So all you have to do, tag your friends, your family, anenga tagga vakawanda the most ndiye achawana the first ticket. Saka tinenge tichitari some comment section, tag your friends, tag your family, muuye, and you will get one of those tickets. Anyway, tina kuwesta nguva vagwangu, munayo here story yedu yanhasi noti iri pa device randiri kushandisa izvozvi. So saka I was wondering kuti muchagona kundiverengera.
Honestly speaking, ndiri kusenzesa one phone. Dei ndiri kumba kwendosenzesa a laptop. Saka ndasiya laptop. Ende ndandisingambofungi kuti ndichange ndiri pana.
No, ndatofara kuti muri
for you.
Auntie Claire, welcome. How are you?
I'm okay. Hello, panel. Hello, comment section. How are you? Hello.
Hello, Auntie Claire. Welcome. Saka mukativerengera nyaya tingafara zvekuti.
Wonderful. I'll read it for you. It says, my ex threatens. Hello, Elder and Ddc. I'm a 35-year-old man and a father to a 5-year-old handsome boy. I broke up with my baby mama 3 years ago because she was a serial cheater and she vowed to make sure I will never have peace or date anyone because I decided to end the relationship. The worst part is we live in the same town and I fear for my life. I'm on my 10th girlfriend after the breakup because every new girlfriend is threatened with death or false information about me. They end up leaving me. She always finds their numbers and anonymously sends threats, anonymously checks my social media handles to get an update of my life, and I know it's her. I am now tired and feel hopeless because she's very connected and powerful. Please, what should I do?
Thank you, Auntie Claire, for that good reading. Aiwa. Saka tinoita go in order, and the order yedu, I think yange tie between Mary na Sibo. Saka my ladies, who wants to go first?
Sibo can go ahead.
esisimere vaende feti ambonakidza vanhu nhasi semunhu anga asiposo
Ah, ndachitombotamba zvangu handamboya before you.
but ndangopaiwo respect kuti mumbotangawo zve
Okay.
All right.
Well, I don't know what this guy actually wants from us. I'm a little bit confused, if I'm honest, because Arutaura Ega, kuti she's well connected. She is threatened. He's on his 10th girlfriend after his breakup. Apart, I mean, what can we suggest? Because she's threatening you, so go to a place of safety. I can't understand what else we can suggest. And a girlfriend, by the time you go to girlfriend number 3, why are you on girlfriend number 10? Which in unnecessary situations are resolved. Girlfriend 16, 17, she's not tiring, so it's not going to change. So and then for us even to attack the girlfriend, it's pointless because she's not here. If the temperature is too hot in the room, leave the room. At this stage, you said you broke up with her because she was cheating on you. So reconciliation is not an option. But she's a threatening person. She's well connected. You can't even have a relationship. Just the outcome is the same. I suggest you change. You relocate. That's what you're gonna have to do. You're gonna have to relocate. Seek asylum somewhere else. Seek refuge somewhere else. You're gonna have to look for a job transfer, look for a different, because I don't know if she's well connected like you say she is, and she's causing you misery. Unfortunately, even vanopinda domestic situation, domestic violence, they relocate. Once you change all your phone numbers, no one will know where you are until you're settled. Also on a new area to live, and it is for their safety. When it becomes your safety is at question, then you need to relocate. I can't think of anything else. Tokutichi Chagai restraining order. Probably she's connected with the commissioner of research. Saka apana kana so well connected towards due to being associated with well connected people. Saka if she's well connected and you're in Gweru and she's well connected in Gweru, go and live in Bulawayo. Kwekwe. But azvina kuna vanhu vakawanda vakatotiza vari kutogara muno munyika nekuti vakatiza muno kutiza kutoita maasylum because they were feared for their lives. Saka iwe uda kuramba uchitora vanhu uchingoti uya uite girlfriend yangu svika musikana uya anoita. She showed you a girlfriend number 4, girlfriend number 5, girlfriend number 6, girlfriend number 7. Now if you do what you've always done, you'll get what you've always gotten. Nothing will change. It's not going to change. If she didn't change, if you keep giving the same, you'll keep getting the same. Obviously, she's not someone you can talk to. She's not accepting. Saka, it's not, this situation is out of your control. The only thing you can do, from my point of view, is relocate. Go and make a fresh start somewhere else.
At 5 years old, kanganisa.
Yeah, then I think that's the only danger is you're gonna have to realize kuti either I don't even know Pane access order, but I feel like kanapaka dai you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. Or you stay put and don't not have a girlfriend for a while. Stay put. If you stay put, don't date. But you're jealous, are cruel, are well connected. What about my relationships? You can't, in this situation, she's using her power. Okay, I want to have a relationship. It means when you're not in a relationship, you are safe, you can then see Manako. But problem is you want to still have a relationship and still be in a situation. Unfortunately, it's not ideal. I do not even say Kutumskano right because she's 100% wrong. But there is absolutely no point in me telling her that she's wrong because she's not the one here. You are the one who's here. So from my point of view, either you stay put wombosiyana nezvevasikana vekuti upinde murelationship navo, because it's not fair on them. And for you, watongoita stay put kana uda kuona mwana, or you relocate, wopota uchiyozovhakachira mwana, wongomudza kuti ndakazomovha nevasi, wotanga marelationship yako, wopota uchivhakachira mwana uchidzokera kwaunodzokera. But kana achinzi anoziva kuti ukaita girlfriend anotsvaga nhamba, wotanga kumutsvaga, it means she's local, she's spying on you. So you relocate and make a strategic decision. But you know, unfortunately, it is what it is. You just met with the wrong psychopath person paying out there, and you found yourself in a relationship with one of those. Vatoriko vanopenga vamwe vari majeri, vamwe maserial, anonzi mastalkers, vamwe vanoita zvakadidi variko. Ava hapana zvokuti unoswera uchinegotiata navo, and hapana zvokuti sitoswera chivalecture kuti stop being a stalker, kutorwara kwepfungwa. So from my point of view, handina much more I can add apart from yacho tingai dissect 4 hours chingoudza munhu kuti chiipa 4 hours naivedu ruta 4 hours here manzi muita 4 hours here nadzedzi
asi tiite 4 hours nadzedzi
zvimwe zvinyaya zvakadai zvinoda kuti titi kana zvinyaya kana 4 zvinyaya tozvidimbura topedza, especially zvimwe zvine maopen and shut cases izvi tingaswera tichidissecta nyaya for 4 hours tichidissecta china vedu. Ameno pamwe agwangu find a way of dissecting 4 hours imi chingoudza munhu kuti uri mudanger. Ameno nini zvangu kanguva kangu ndatopedza, handisisina anything to add.
No, thank you so much.
Elder varipi havasi kutomboya zvachose.
Elder vari kudriver at the moment, saka obviously tinoda safety before anything. Vachauya pavanenge vapaka vasvika kwavari kuenda, if he gets there on time, kana pasina traffic.
All right. Aiwa, inini handisisina anything to add zvangu. I'll just hand over to the next person. I can only say.
Yeah. No, thank you for your contribution. The next one was Sibo, but Sibo Adona. Saka vamtangiri ndimi next, then Auntie Claire baba join now.
Yeah. Normally, makadiko vakatarisa nguva ini. Normally vanowanza kudaro varume, but I didn't know kuti kuna vakadzi vakada kudero saizvozvo. But kana ndandirini ndaimindira kumaroro zvaaipota achinda kumwedzi every day. Because if someone is doing this, ndo vana Putin vetiri kutaura muno vari kunetsa rekera, just because you want to control every Tom and Dick. No ways. Yeah. Ike zvino zvaanokwanisa kuita. Girlfriend yaanodanana nayo next. Ngaaudze shamari kuti shamari ndo nyaya iripo. Saka try to keep a low profile. Toonana kana tichionana tichizoita gwangu zvichipera, but kwete kuti tibudise relationship yedu kupublic. Because uku kunzi usagwangura. Gara iwe chete ingogara, haufaniki kuita girlfriend. Then woona kuti zvinofamba sei kana akasabuda public. Because vamwe togonaita marelationship ari secret. Zvakanakawo futi. Depending nokuti wawana munhu akaita sei, omborega show off. Because handisi kureva vangu, but ndo zvinogona kunge zvichiritika, because ukaona kazvaakuzoonekwa pane kunge paakita kanenge kakubuda pachena. Kana achikwanisa kukipa relationship yake secret, ataura, unofanira kuva honest kumunhu achaita naye relationship, omuudza situation yomunhu waari kudhila naye. Because handina kumboziva kuti, thank God, handina kumbotoziva kuti vakadziwo ndo zvavanoita zvokuti unoswera achifudza munhu like that. Iwe waichita zvemunhu pamusoro pazvo. Ndakambozvinzwa zvangu kuti kune vanhu vakadaurero, but now we approve kuti ari connected ende problem inoitikawo futi kumwe kuzungaira kwetinoitawo isu varume, munhu iyeye kana achinzi ari connected ari connected kuvanhu vavarume vanoonesa umwe murume pfumvu like that. We need to grow up guys. Kana uchiseenzeswa nomunhu wechikadzi, because it's 98% vanhu vaanonzi ari connected navo vanhu vavarume kwete vakadzi. Yeah. So varume vacho ivo vari connected, kana tichiseenzeswa navo navakadzi kusvika apa kuitwa mapeds like this, then we have a problem. Isusu savarume munhu wakadai kana ndandirini ndaimbozama kuita iyo chemical chaiyo nayo kuti no handingata namazvo ndokuindira kun'anga itsvaka mari ndombomira kuinda kumaholiday ndoti itai kuti aende kumwedzi every day. handingachaisuparo
ndo zvamungatoita izvozvo kuendesa munhu kumwedzi?
Yeah. Iye ari kuti why she is making my life miserable. Yeah. Hapana fight chaiyo, hapana munhu unoda kuita fight, but ukazoona ukanzwa zvonzi inini ndaita fight, make sure is self defense, because kwete kuti ndingandoprovoka fight nomunhu for what? Yeah. Because washungurudza munhu, uruda kuti munhu aite sei? Munoziva ukatora rutanda so kadanda ukaenda pamvura yakajenga iya kana kuti mudziva, ukandosvika uchiona dacha rakabuda kudai, ukada kurirova rinombonyura mumvura, then rikada kubuda futi wosumudza rutanda gwe rinonyura, pano perichasvika pakuti chiura yako, because dacha rakasiyana nehove rinoda kufema, saka rinozongoti chiuraya ndabitirigwa nemvura. Even garwe gari mumvura fuko rinobudisa rekera richifema. Yeah, chinhu chinogona kufema mumvura ihove. So apapa aenda norutanda ari kuti kudacha richingoda kubuda osumudza rutanda ronyura, this time inenge zvinorasvika pakuti aiwa chiura yako, because rabitirigwa nemvura. So unenge uchida kuti munhu adi vanhu kana tikarambana zviya, munhu ziva kuti just let go, rega zviende. We have seen macases mamwe chaiwo kuti vanhu unonyimwa vana woramba uchipesista, munhu wozopedzisira dzimwe nambo audza mwana kuti indaona kuti baba vakandibata. Zvinozonakidza here? Kana toti kana rudo rwadai ruchi handi love yachona iri pai, even chero ndadzoka kwauri munhu wachona munonyatso kutoraramise muchiti gude gude mumachira sani nani. This is terrible. Yeah. So ngambozama iyeyo staira yokuti ombokipa a low profile, otaurira otsanangurira girlfriend yaachange achidana naye kuti shamari ndo nyaya iri. Kana kutsvaka umwe uri influencer imo muragira musaiko yachona, kana ari mupurisa ndanonyenga sajeni, kana kuti police kuberekera assistant inspector ane rengi iri pasi, upgrade imo musaiko womake imo, because vamwe ndo zvavanoda. Tochiona kuti unozoita sei.
Yeah.
Zvafana kuti onditambudza kana uri care, handa undotsvaka nesi kana kuti social worker. Yeah, ndo upgrade, ndo zvoda kuitwa panapa. Ngambozama kutsvaka musaiko imo muchakamboita kuti adanane naye chi, pinda imomo makare undotsvaka umwe rengi hombe. Zvokuti akada kuita unonzi imi mainini tikwanirei, tinokupai transfer later manje, especially kana vanga vari vechipurisa kana rengi dzechisoja. Yeah, senerera ikoko, taura navo. Vanombonetsa here kutaura navo vakadzi. Unosvika woita sweet nothing twako inofamba nyaya. Yeah. Ndo zvongoda kuitwa chete apa, because nyaya yacho apa inenge yakora mutwa. Unotambudzire umwe munhu kudero.
Mm.
chiputini chetiri kuramba pano chiri kuitika kuzvi ndofana kutongoita zvendoda decision ndiono everything hapana paungagara uchingonatsa nguva dzese. Saka ndonga ndo advice ndingamupa, handina hangu zvakawanda zvekutaura.
Aiwa, thank you Vagwangu. Musati maenda tisati tashedza Antisibo, kwaiswa comment hanzi Vagwangu always looking professional and sophisticated. Vagwangu mune mbiri yekugeza stereki pano.
Thank you. Ndianiko zvakadaro iyeye.
Hanzi kamuchacha.
Regai ndigomutsvaka. Uyo anoda bhodhoro rewaini.
Aiwa, muri mumudi yekupa vanhu wine nhasi Vagwangu. Okay, regai timboverenga macomments because vanhu vambokomenta tisati tapinza Antisibo. Ende futi kune vanhu vanenge vari muUK vechida kuendawo kushow iyi yange ichiadvertiswa naDehwa. The first ticket today, whoever tags many people comment section, saka ukataga woti at whoever achatega vakawanda the most ndiye anowana the first ticket. In a couple of hours tichabvunza the next question and then tobva taita give another ticket. This show kune 1 kuManchester, 2 kuBirmingham if I'm not mistaken. Saka you can choose which show you want to go to. It's up to you. All you have to do to win the first ticket for today is to tag many people in the comment section so that they come and join the show. Ndo chete. Right. As I said, Vagwangu musati madona. Timboverenga macomments nondambona amwe vanhu vechimbokomenta tikakwazisiwa. Hello vanhu vese vatimorosa, thank you for your greetings. Hanzi, ndambona imwe comment from Dimaputi. Hanzi, is there a reason why this ex is behaving like a terrorist? Does he owe her something he hasn't revealed to us? She is dangerous. She is a dangerous person, and indeed he has to consider relocation. Munofunge ine comment iyoyo nai Vagwangu.
Yes, that's a very strong comment. Ndo zvaanokwanisa kuita, but sokutaura kuti I don't know how connected he is, because taiona vamwe vanhu vaiti munhu dzimwe nambo akadzinga munhu basa akanzwa kuti munhu apinda basa pakati, kana pabasa pachona pane dzimwe shamwari dzake aitoita kuti munhu iye futi aburitswe basa ipapo. But zvinhu zvakadai tinozviita tisingazivi kuti mangwana it can befall us, zvokuti unoomesera munhu upenyu. Fungai kana isu masekera taimboita vanhu vokuzambia ikonomi yavo ichiparara vachiuya nezvimatsagabhegi zvine mari, takamboziva kuti tichapinda musituation yacho kana so iwewe because munhu hausiwo wakasikwa vanhu vakasikwa naMwari ava havasi vako iwewe vanhu. So why uchida kutambudza munhu? Why uchida kutambudza munhu? So yes, relocation depending nokuti munhu wachona ari connected zvakaita sei. Endewo maconnection iwawo papindiso kutaura kwandamboita kazhinji kwachona tisu vanhu vavarume tine ma-influential position but tinobvuma kuseenzeswa just like that. Yeah, it's very bad. Yeah.
No, thank you. Timbopa Sibo. Hello, Sekuru Benford Mati Joiner. Thank you for joining. I think Sibo sent a message. Hold on, Dimboverenga message here. Dear Katia, where are you? Katia, where are you? Sekuru Benford is asking for you.
I will come back.
All right, no problem. Hansi, can you read again? Auntie Claire, would you be so kind to read the story again before Sisi Sibo goes in and gives us her opinion?
Gladly. Let me just get to it and I will read it.
Thank you.
Getting there. Okay, so the story goes, my ex threatens. Hello, Elder and DDC. I'm I'm a 35-year-old man and a father to a 5-year-old handsome boy. I broke up with my baby mama 3 years ago because she was a serial cheater and she vowed to make sure I will never have peace or date anyone because I decided to end the relationship. The worst part is we live in the same town and I fear for my life. I'm on my 10th girlfriend after the breakup because every new girlfriend is threatened with death or false information about me and they end up leaving me. She always finds their numbers and anonymously sends threats. Anonymously checks on my social media handles to get an update of my life, and I know it's her. I am now tired and feel hopeless because she is very connected and powerful. Please, what should I do? Ndonya iri pano mudandaro.
Auntie Claire, I hope vanhu vari comment section vazvinzwa. Sisi Sibo musati majoina, people are asking dewa varipi? Elder nhasi havapo, vachadzoka later on, saka tisi takabata the show, tisi tiri panyanga nhasi. Anyone is more than welcome to join the comment section. Link riri comment section. I mean, anyone's welcome to join the panel. Link riri up and paste. So just feel free to join and we will let you in. Sisi Sibo, what are your thoughts about Nyaya ya Mnyori?
negoko rakanamira mupoto iyi sadze zviri sei
Omukubi, Auntie, you are very beautiful. Are you married?
maiwe saka pana apa nhasi tiri kutsvagwa ava vakanzi vakachena vanochenavo hanzi ayumeri ari kubvunza uyu ndozoansa kupera kwechirongwa.
Auntie Sibo is beautiful. Is she married? And Anna kureva nhema. No lie detected there.
Sinoda kuti blushise panhingi pachirongwa endaso. Thank you so much. Thank you. Ndakazorwa ndakadaro handisingazivi kuti kure mara here but ndakazorwa ndakadaro. Thank you. Anyway, ndida kumhoresa mese muri kuma-comment section kuti yanga iri sei wiki yenyu and then looking forward to this weekend. Mine show iriko mangwana yafambirwa nana comrade ava. Saka ndinofunga tichatapirirwa nekuona malive vachitipawo tapi nzwisa. So takatadza kufamba. But anyway, ngatidzokere kuna Blas Vanyora ava nyaya yavo. Vataura akunhuke pekuti vane how long vakarura nemudzimai wavo wakazorapana nayo. Vamention how many years they've been together. Did he?
Havana.
But vane mwana vese ane 5 years.
Ndizvozvo.
Singazivi kuti mwana uyu pavakamuita vachiri vese here kana kuti musikana akabva ane pamwe vakamuramba kana vakaramba naane pamwe kana kuti vanoziva here futi kuti mwana wacho ndowavo sezvo vataura kuti sister vangu vachirova maavenues zvebasa. No, ndimwe nyaya he might even be worried kuti hai ari kundistroke achindidii yeti mwana wacho iye pamwe waari kuita maintenance vacho asi mwana wacho. Well, another story to talk about whenever he finds out. But let's go back to this one. Iye yacho yekuti ari kutanzi musisi vari kundistroka ndava pane musikana wachiteni. Blaza, he is very busy for nothing. Why is he going even naivo vakangofanira nemusikana wavakasiya kwanzi street dating iko vane vasikana 10 but 10 vauda kutonhanukira pech 11 is over. Why? What's the purpose? What's the purpose, brother? Why are you doing this to yourself and to this vana vambotaura smell kuti ari kutosha vana ava vasikana vari kutoshwa nemusikana wavo ari kuita ghost achiita zvaari kuita izvi. Sometimes whatever you didn't tell us mati anga ari spirit dating but makamuramba sei? Because mwana anoramba kurambwa pane vakadzi vanoramba kurambwa kuti varume vanoramba kurambwa and kana zvichidependa kuti warambira chii. Sometimes you just really have to talk about it. No, I'm moving on, you move on, period. And then kana vachiramba kudai because kune macases akawanda. It can be a case inotoda kuti putitwa restraining order zvikama kuti no haafanira kusvika paboundaries yakati padhuze nemi. And chimbodetawo vasikana vanonyore tsamba haikona kuita zvemafoni. Tsvagai vanhu vasina mafoni pamwe ndovetype yenyu monyorana tsamba mboyana postman pagedhi vopiwa tsamba dzavo voverenga monyorerana futi mozosangana pamahacha moita zvamunoita. Inini mapoint ekuti slow down. Why are you having to speed date? Ndemiwo muri kutsvaga. Data imunhu wari mwana musikana wane akastokwa, and then you talk about it and you find solutions because musikana wacho kana memuchidana iye anenge achikudawo memuchimuda. But pane uyu ex wenyu anozikamwa uyu. Report meta kune vamwe vanhu. Find a lawyer. Okay, fine. Find a lawyer. Ati haangazikamwe kwezvese zvekubva abloka vanhu vese. Kundiwe kupi kuva navo kuZimbabwe?
It is very clear. Aina kunyorwa kuti vari kupi kunyika kwavo.
It's so elaborate kutsvanga vanhu vekunoku chaivo. Because no culture is different. Zvinodependa kuti ndewe kupi, because you get killed. If I cannot have you, nobody's going to have you. Akuramba zvangu but tese asi hapana paungachienda achienda newe. But the next guy cannot delay anenge atova nemwe wake kudhara, but iwewe gara wakadaro. That's not fair, that's not right. So brother, slow down, find a strategy. Like you're saying, kuti unoziva kuti ndiye mudzimai wenyu ex. Angava venyu muvengi wenyu nhasi, but munhu wakambodana naye kaangazosvika pakuita muvengi kuti oda kutomupfuura nepfuti. Saka find common grounds, because there's a child here involved, and there's you nevanhu vamuri kuinvolva vasikana venyama. They are also involved in this saga. Ndo vari kutreatinwa vacho mimi haasi kuti dai mimi dai akapedzera nemi kudhara. Ari kuda vanhu ava vamuri kudana navo. What did you do to her? Makamuiteiko? Because zvimwe zvinhu unofunga kuti warambirwa zvakati kana kuti iye pamwe ane kana kadiki kasimbu kaari kutodawo pauri kasina kana basa rese. Unonzwa kuti ndizve zvinotorwa nevakadzi vakangwarisa kana kuti vakapusa meti vakavari pasaizi ipo. Unonzwa vachiti ndoda hombe. Kama ndizvozvo hombe kudii? Ndoda hombe, ndoda dii, ndazonzwai. And you see, there's zvisina kana basa rese.
Yeah.
You can play around with whatever that thing, but makamusiyira kumhanya maavenues andisika. But that is exactly what you're doing. Saka ndoka maimhanya mese, imi maimboenda nekuseriwa chimboenda nekuseriwa kuti during that period aimhanya maita sei, maimhanyawo here. Because ndakanzwa kuti mazana kune slogan yekuti kana akabudawo budawo. Akabudawo. Nevakadzi nomurume wako achisaspecta kuti zvakati iwe itawo zvakati ndisingazivi kuti government ipi yakaunza mutemo wakaora kudaro. You see now. So my brother, the first thing to do for you yourself is slow down. Garai mega nemwana wenyu. Love yourself. Udana nemwana wenyu muchiita zvamunoita. Then anogona kutoona kuti she lost, akatolose. And then anobva mwana. Anotoboeka mukangozvigarira mega muchizvifarira achizviona kuti zvamuri kuti hapana kana musikana. Anotozofuratidzwa mwoyo because she's not coming back. Daidzoka maitoti pamwe we're trying to tidzokerana, but hamusi kumuda kabheki. Saka mimi do you and your baby. Stop kugara nevasikana vawandisa. Kana mukamuwana one chibva mangomuudza nyaya iripo, then ombotamba stage ari uko munonge muchimuona kamwe chete pamwedzi. Sevisitor meno ndechi kamwe chete pamwedzi muchimuona. Munofanira muri disciplined. Zvakaita sesu vabvunza uya utanzi are you married? Munomuona kawane pamwedzi kana pagore. Runoshofaya muri kwamuri nemwana wenyu iye achitsvagana neinformation isipo kasemagosi pafacebook anetsa. Yes, you slow down is the first thing to do, brother. Hamuna problem muri kutozviunzira mega because kana muchiti ari connected handinofanira kunge muchitotya handinanzanzi vana disappear. Saka hamusi kutya. Hamusi kutya. Chimbogarai mega nenyaya yemwana. If she visits achiona mwana chimbotaurai mese, chimbomubvunzai kuti act as if you don't know or act as if you're stupid. Just want to know what she's doing. Chimbomubvunzai kuti ko mai sibongile mazana muri kupinda neipi mazana. Chimbomubvunzai chimboita munyemedza kuti ange muita muri kuita zvaari kuita iye kuda kuinvestigera nyaya yake. Chimbomutsvagai kuti what are you doing? Are you dating? Not kuti muna muda kumutsonyadzisa kuti aiwa uya ndiri kubate gana. Echongoda kuona kuti iye zvaasina time nezvake ari kuda time nezvenyu. What is she really doing? Asking. What is your problem? Where are you? Because sometimes people that you break up doesn't mean you're enemies. Tomorrow, nicely. But that's life.
Yeah.
asi ndiri day one asi ndiri kubva pachikaranga goko ndazokwanisa kupatakura
I want each guy Goko. But before you go, I mean, panel 2 comments here that I wanted to throw at you. I'll be
Yes.
throwing comments to each panelist as we go along. First
That's fine.
one is from Levi. Handy Johnny, please don't communicate with her for the sake of your life. Just make a direct debit for your child, relocate to a new area. Don't even tell your relatives connected to her, I guess that's what she wanted to say. And live your life, plus go and date Mkazi Akaita Lunge Gandanga. I think she wanted to say Kunge Gandanga. So that's the first comment for you, Sibo. What are your thoughts on Yerai's comment?
Yeah, but I thank you so much. Every comment is a possibility of a good answer. Well, I'm not here to say this is wrong, this is right. And at the end of the day, watch what true but and the end of say no, let me take this, let me take that. But that's true. So is literally right. But in so doing, just deposit. But when you got to communicate when you got to tell an because I tell an egg blast with the she's a hunt, I don't know the avenues I can talk at the I not just one. So I got a direct deposit. I think that's what he's doing anyway. And think about what end to end. Since she's a hunter and she's determined to ruin this guy's life, she's won't stop until she finds out. According to what you guys say. Saka ngatungotsvaka iye kume ground kuti ngakumekere naye atomaradza kuti nenyewe ndi kutoda kuziva kuti kuita nezvei. So sometimes ukarohwa usaidi ukanzisa kusaidi ukanzi bva watondiona ukuku kuti aone kuti mwacho kuti newewo unenge uri at the same page. Usaite makwikwi because unodisappear sekutaurwa kuti anzi ane connected. But muri kusangozvityisidzira whether she's connected, she might not even use those guys. Pana mwana ari connected but they don't want to be put in things that is that cause harm to other people or that can jeopardize their familiarity whatever vanhu vachikuti vanozikama. Samwe munhu anozikama but hadi kushandiswa zvinhu zvisina basa. Kuzikama kunoguma kwaita uncommon. Saka usatye kuzikama kwamistress ava blast. Iwe unotozikamwa ukandisi unowaitamba nawo. Saka vanozikama mese. Pinda life yoziva kuti what are you doing mining? What are you doing with your life?
Yeah.
But slow down on the women. So how are you doing it, brother? How are you doing it?
Which leads me to the next comment again for you, Sibo. Besides being a serial cheater, there might be some reasons, or she was hurt and failing to forgive him. She might need help. Maybe the man himself was the serial cheater. I have seen some people anorambira munu nyaya, especially the narcissist. You'll be blamed for their weakness.
True, very true. But what did you do to this woman? Because woman, just because of this, I can't do this or whatever. Something, maybe it might have been something good or something bad that you've done to this woman and she cannot let go. So I'm going to find out. And what was his favorite things, kind of how because relationship then you apologize, then you move on. But it's something that happened within the relationship and it was addressed. So he probably knows what it is that is actually making this lady hunt him like this. So please, brother, find it in yourself. Put cheating because I don't think she wants you to be miserable like that. And she also wants herself to be miserable. So obviously, boyfriend. Why would she doesn't want you to put even boyfriend that you see that it does not make any sense because she cannot be with you, but she can be with other people. So what's the use of making you not have it somebody else? She calls up no one. No. Squad and because Siba ask you and you Mera ask you and do but I don't know what's the reason. The reason because she's not saying I want to come back. Did she say that?
No, it didn't say that.
I don't know what's the reason why she's doing it. Because I told my boyfriends, I each other now. Second, there is something that was lacking in the relationship. She knows what was kind of affairs. Because we can go, sometimes you can cheat nemunhu one. Tinokana baba vachiziva kuti ana Peter, ana Sam, ana David, ana Jonah. What was that? Why again? What they said. So he knows the problem is not with this girl. The problem is this brother. Whatever he did, he should communicate with this girl. Sit down, talk to her nicely. So
Yeah.
That's my story, and I'm going to stick with it.
Thank you, and eat your goko and enjoy it.
Auntie
Claire.
Thank you.
No, thank you. Auntie Claire, welcome. Mativerengera nyaya zvakanaka. Thank you so much. Asi munomboverenga nhau indava kaya.
Ndanzwa nekunzanzi voice rangu rakafanana nerenyu saka handinatsoziva kuti ndimi here maverenga kana kuti ndini.
Enai, tinotogona kutoswapa kavanhu vekasatoziva.
Izvozvo.
Saka munofunga nenyaya iyi yabhudhi ava vatinyorera tsamba yavo?
Nenyaya iyi, I think there's some important or pertinent issues to highlight. And I think I've said it at some point, Kuti. One, the only time a family is permanent is when there is a child. So before there is no child, vanhu vanokwanisa kungosiyana vachienda kwavanoenda, and there are no issues. You will not meet the person again. But the fact yokuti pane mwana yatova permanent relationship, yokuti pama birthdays munosangana, graduation yeku creche munosangana, graduation yeku university muchato namo, that's how permanent a child makes a relationship. So whether you end up divorcing or not, but you are bound for life with a child unless the unexpected happens. So that's one important thing to just look at. That in essence means kuti whether munhu uyu akadecida kurelocata, akadecida kuita sei, there will be a form of permanence based on mwana. And from the way that he says, he relates the story, it shows kuti anoda mwana wake. So you would want some form of contact, you would want some form of relationship. Well and good, hazvina kuipa. Now toenda pane nyaya iri mudariro yekuti zvoni mukadzi wake ari kumustoka. That on its own is an offense, a criminal offense. That's stalking. It's unacceptable regardless of whatever underlying issues zakaitika. The man is entitled to report that. He is entitled to open a case with whichever country he is in and follow up on that according to law. Then one thing, chinondishamisa, for me, whatever we perceive as normal, if you continue to repeat the same thing over and over again and you yield the same results, there is an abnormality of it. He has gone on to date 10 women within a period of 3 years. Saka munyori tongoti kana asina kuzorora zvake kubva paakarambana nemukadzi wake, zvinoreva kuti every 3 months 6 days aidanana nemunhu. The same thing, the same pattern of events happens, and he would continue to repeat that over the period of 3 years. For me, there is some abnormality up. I would then focus on Munyori and say, before we start thinking about, yes, you can do something externally, but what can you do that you have control over about yourself? One, the fact that you have done it repeatedly for 10 girlfriends should be an indicator that something needs to give, something needs to change. And how is it that for every person that you are having a relationship, obviously you're entitled to do whatever you want. But vanhu vese vaunodana navo pama-social handles, vese, all 10 of them, I would personally have an issue nemunhu anoti zvoni we are in a relationship, the next minute takutoconnecta on Facebook. I would even worry kuti guta here kundiona in real life zvatakutotanga kuonana within a period of 3 months 6 days, takutosangana pama-social handles, patova nesome permanency zvekuti zvakutobatwa nevamwe vanhu. For me, there's something that is not adding up panyaya iyi. So I would say, one, there's something wrong. You are using social media without respecting other people, without respecting yourself, because social media on its own is almost a blueprint. And what is funny is that history dzatinoita in real life dzimwe dzacho dzakavanzika, but our virtual print we will carry the rest of our lives until we die, and it will be there. So if one is not careful and you leave a virtual print here, you're just all over the place. So you have no respect for self, you have no respect for others. So you need to turn it down a bit, because you can nicely have your social handles and they are used and known by people that are important to you. But if your social handles are open to everyone, you're a dangerous person. I don't even want to be friends with such a person or to follow such a person, because you put my life in danger. This tombori mu relationship newe. So you need to get your act together. How are you handling your footprint virtually? And work on that. And if you work on it very well, it means that you are able to live a low profile life. It's not everything that has to be known by everybody. You should just leave some things for real life. And some things, if it's now news, yeah, you can do whatever you want. But if you now take your real life and imprint it, some things will come back to bite, and hence they are biting now with this ex. Because if she didn't have information, you are feeding the information to the person. There is nothing that anybody can do to anyone. Most of the things that are done to us is because we have allowed people to do that. We give them the power, willpower of information. We give them the power of whatever we are feeding on our Facebook, on our Twitter. And that's what they will use. There's nothing new that the enemy uses except what you externally share for free. And then those righteous no kurwadza. And these are the very issues we're having on social media. Vanhu vanochemedzwa nenyaya dzavo dzavanouya vachitaura, ende vanotaura vachiti ndiri kudanana nhengi, ndazodii, ndazotengerwa. The same information is the one that makes the worst damage in their life. So leave a low profile, end of story. And again, having an ex does not mean that person becomes more so. If we have established kuti a child makes a relationship permanent, why be enemies with your ex? Actually, if you if you have an enemy, you keep your enemies close and you want to make them happy, because by doing that you can live actually a good life. It's not meant to say that you're supposed to befriend them overly, but you should just you don't have to like everyone in life, but you just have to live well with everyone. So get a relationship going, because there is this child. So whatever it may be, you will come back to this child and communicate. So how about mending the bridges? Because clearly if someone vows and they're still holding on to that vow, almost like a spirit or curse or something, there is a time whereby by 3 years or whatever years you say, look, things happened. You know, I made a mistake, or I didn't realize, or the other person does that. And you mend the bridges for the sake of the child, to be a bit selfless, because the child will remain there regardless of what happens. And you will communicate anyhow, even into old age. The relationship is permanent. So you are bound together. If you move a town, you are still bound by the child. If you decide not to communicate, there will come a time there will be a letter being sent. Mwana uya akuzoda kuroora, baba ngavauye. So you can't run away from your shadow. There's no point in doing that. So I would suggest Kumunyori, get your act together, leave a low profile. Don't take your real life and put it on social media and create a blueprint that will last. I don't know. Some blueprints are going to be there forever, until infinity, because you can't delete it. You can't erase it. So get that right. And once you get that right, then you can then consider being careful and being considerate. I think the first thing that anyone who is going into a relationship, and I don't think we should be telling that to a 35-year-old man, is that you need to make your partner feel safe. So whether that is in social media, on social media, by your virtual print, kana kuti in real life, the priority is keep someone safe. So you are failing to keep your partners safe. They need that sense of safety. Then love happens. When someone is feeling safe, they feel loved.
Yeah.
So I think that's such a prerogative, Kumbweta, self introspection in that area, and
Mhm.
work on it. Anyway, ndogumira pano zvataurwa zvese is all sound advice for him to listen to.
Yeah. Yeah. No, Maita Basa, Auntie Claire. Welcome to Nyasha. Auntie Babs Wangambo Pinda Reka
Hi.
Dropper.
Hey,
Hi.
Nyasha.
Hello,
How
Nkoma
are you?
Gwango. Hello, Miss Ndawana. Hi, Claire.
Hello,
Hi,
Nyasha.
Mr. Benford. Hello.
Queenine Androsa.
Hello, Sibo.
Kana. Ngojera ngonoona kana ndisingaoneki mutandi.
No, are you? No,
How are you?
no. I'm fine. I'm fine. How are
Good.
you?
I'm doing fine, thank you. It's just cold here. Very, very cold.
Hmm.
But
Yeah.
well,
Okay. Hey, it's rough. What's happening in Ukraine, huh?
it's really bad. It's very, very bad. We cannot even imagine how they're
It's
managing.
Putin is a bit crazy.
It's cold. It's very cold.
This
Mm.
day and age, yeah, it's really hard.
Going to gym is like gym.
Anyway, Saga guys, that is our comment section, and I was saying the first ticket to this independent weekender ilikuitwa ku Manchester na ku Birmingham yawinwa na Ndima Puti. She tagged 2 people. I didn't see anybody else tagging. I think Wambo tagga umwe, I'll tag 1 more person. But if you think you tagged more than 1 person, let me know and I stand to be corrected. But when I seemed to look, Ndima Puti is the one who tagged 2 people. So Ndima Puti, you've won yourself tickets to the weekender. I'll get in touch or get in touch with me to let me know which day you want to go. Do you want to go to the Manchester event or the Birmingham event? So that's the first ticket that we have given away today. The next ticket to be given away is going to be a 2-part question. So the first question, if you want to go and see the likes of Ananati O, XQ, DJ Gogo, I think, never mentioned this poster but Freeman Anengariko, Joe the Show. So if you want to win the next ticket, Ranasi, you have to answer this two-part question. And the question is, tomorrow is the Zim Brits Awards, and some of the DDC panelists are going to be there. So the first part of the question is, what nomination has DDC School of Thoughts been nominated for? Sorry, what award has the DDC School of Thoughts page been nominated for? The second question is, where is the event being held? Where is the event being held? So it's a two-part question. If you answer both two parts, the first one to answer it will win the ticket. You choose the day you want to go, and you choose which location. It's Manchester or it's Birmingham. So that is the question. The two-part question is, what award has DDC School of Thoughts been nominated? Kuzim Brits Mangwana. And where is the event being held? Before we welcome Sekuru Benford Kutwataure, Auntie Claire, ne sweet, sweet voice yenyu mungativerengera nyaya, because a few people in the comment section have asked for a recap on the story.
Okay, I will read it again. So, my ex threatens. Hello, Elder and DDC. I am a 35-year-old man and a father to a 5-year-old handsome boy. I broke up with my baby mama 3 years ago because she was a serial cheater, and she vowed to make sure I will never have peace or date anyone because I decided to end the relationship. The worst part is we live in the same town and I fear for my life. I am on my 10th girlfriend after the breakup because every new girlfriend is threatened with death or false information about me, and they end up leaving. She always finds their numbers and anonymously sends threats, anonymously checks my social media handles to get update on my life, and I know it's her. I am now tired and feel hopeless because she is very connected and powerful. Please, what should I do? Ndonya yatinayo.
Thank you so much, Auntie Claire, for that good reading. Sekuru Benford, Masquera say.
No, kuno kuri right. Makadike.
Aiwa tiri bo zvedu kuno munotiwo nenyaya
I hope
yamunori
I hope muri kundinzwa zvakanaka.
nhasi.
Ndichiri kubasa.
Aiwa
So
tikukunzwai loud and clear.
voice rangu rinenge riri pasi mbichana. Office yangu haina sound proof. Saka ndogona kuzodisturba ma neighbors. Yeah, ndichatanga nokuinda a little bit off topic, then ndozodzoka kunyaya yedu. Nyaya dzakaita seidzidzidzi kana tikasafunga zvakanaka ndo nyaya dzatinoendesa kumapositori tichifunga kuti tine mhepo idzisi, kana kun'anga tichifunga kuti tine mhepo dziri kutivhiringidza. But in most cases tisu tinenge tichitadza kuita step back and self-reflect. A few months back, I watched a documentary. This was a documentary on serial killers. Kachiti serial killers, vanhu vakauraya several people. In most cases, in some cases, people were just targeting women. And I was surprised at the number of women who were writing letters to these serial killers in prison. Women who searched for information in serial killers, and then they started to write letters to these serial killers. Some of them ended up even visiting them in prison, even wanting to have some relationship with them. And I'm talking of serial killers, the people watingati the worst of the worst in society. But there were some women, several of them, who wanted to have a relationship with them. Now I'll come back to our brother here in question, and I'm wondering, irrespective of what she did to his ex, I'm wondering how many women would still want to have a sound and solid relationship with him, fully knowing the bad that he did to his ex, fully knowing the details dzavanenge vapiwa na-ex wacho about this man. In my own thinking, I'm thinking there will be so many women who will be able to have a relationship with him after vakondactwa ne-ex vakaudzwa kuipa kwake kwose. So many women will still say, despite what I've been told, I'm going to have a relationship with you. But the problem here, I think Auntie Claire articulated that very, very well, which was in line with my own thinking. At times, you don't self-reflect. And as a result of that, you don't realize you are the problem. It's not the ex. Okay. The ex might have her own problem with you, but it's not about the ex. It's about you. When you have 10 women vachiuya mulife yako vachibuda, it means there's something iwewe chauri kuita wrong. And this is where this brother should focus all his energy on. He doesn't have to run away, zvatiri kutaura zviri kunzi aende kure kana kuti adini. No, he just has to find out kuti problem yake iye iri pai nemadzimai, which might even explain why we are talking about an ex here. Ndo pakatobva nyaya yake, how she interacts with women. And I think akaita dig deep down to that, he'll be able to find his own solutions. Let him not blame others. We are very good at that. We're very good at blaming other people, and yet this is the center of the problem. So, in as far as I see, I'm going to end this. This is my point of view. This has nothing to do with the ex. It's all about him, and he has to find what his problem is. Kana akangodaro ndo mushonga wake wanda ndo ndingati chiko ndo kundiso yake yaapiwa nemupostori mukuru inoita kuti problem yake ipere. Tinozongomumwa a little bit of anointed oil, but kundiso yake ndiyoyo. I think I'm done.
Maita basa Sekuru Benford, thank you very much. Tinotenda input yenyu ende tinotowirirana nayo. Thank you. Sis Nyasha, welcome. What
How
are
are
your
you?
thoughts ya Nasi?
Well, I have heard what the story is, and I immediately thought about Katie Holmes, who was married to Tom Cruise, and Tom Cruise was a scientist, and she was extremely spied on, but she managed to escape from Tom Cruise, who is a Scientologist. He used his influence to track and spy on his ex-wife when she wanted to get away from his Scientologist activities. And what she used to do, I remember when I was watching a documentary about her, she would even she bought 3 phones. She had 3 phones, and each of them had a different number. And they were not smartphones, just ordinary phones. And sometimes she would just keep one of the phones for 1 week and throw it away. and that way she was able to they couldn't find her anymore. So you have to really educate yourself, and as someone was saying, watch how you set yourself up on social media, because definitely you have a some if you just are careless about how you create your social media accounts on Instagram, you reveal your face, you show everything, then someone who knows the internet better than you will figure out where you are. And I'm also pretty sure that this woman does not know everything. She can't know everything, because there are ways to escape, you see. um uh, but but this is all I really have to say about the topic. But you should read up on. I would advise this man to read up on Katie Holmes' story, because she was stalked by the Scientologist community when she wanted to divorce Tom Cruise, because she found his religion a bit too crazy. This is all that I have to say about the subject. Thank you. Hello?
We can hear you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. I can see Kutindawana Adona. So
Okay.
yeah, she's just logging
She's
on
coming back.
again.
I
Yeah.
apologize. My other device here had a battery. Sorry,
Okay.
Sasha. What were you saying?
Oh la
Matopeza.
la. And I just said one point about how to protect yourself on the internet.
Yes.
I was saying that you cannot be generous with your life and put it on social life out there. You have to be strict, and I'm also pretty sure that this lady doesn't know everything. It's
Yes.
just that this man hasn't educated himself enough about the internet. But I also gave some advice that you should really read up on what Katie Holmes did, because it was a fight for her. It took her 1 year, but she managed. And you can imagine, she was running away from Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
He has friends everywhere,
Yeah.
but she he could not find her.
Yeah.
And she didn't even call the FBI or the CIA. She she got away by herself. Katie Holmes. So you should. I would advise people to read up on her story.
That's really
Mm.
interesting. And Dosha Tara Sekuru Benford Kuti, you would still find that there are women who want to be with somebody like that. Umechita trying to escape. Iye unengoshitona vakadzi vechida kupinda imomo vechitodana nemunhu
Mm.
akadaro. No, that's really powerful, Sis Nyasha. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Hatina mamwe mapanelist handizivi kuti comment section vada kutaura anything here tisati tavhara show noti kana pasina dzimwe nyaya tinongopedza. There's no point trying to stay longer than we have to. Dewa zvava havapo nhasi. So I don't know. Sekuru Benford, Auntie Claire, does anybody want to add anything else before we close the show really early today?
I think one thing that is just fascinating is that in terms of, these are the dilemmas of social media, in terms of how can people realize that, you know uh, in as much as they, how do you preserve your footprint on social media, whatever you are doing, whether you're relating with other people. The moment your footprint on virtually is becoming the same with your real life, it means that you're probably living virtually and not living in the real life. So one of the two is being undermined, and which means Munyori na ex wake will probably be living more per virtual media vachisiya footprint, but the real life is being text, and where the actual living should be happening vachitarisa kuti what is wrong there, vachigadzirisa hapana chiri kuitika, kuna activity. And half of the things zvinenge zvichiraramwa kuma-social handles, they are lies. We know that. It's just a snapshot to yeah, whether yekuvhairirana kana a snapshot into a minute in time inokwanisa kurwadzisa umwe munhu, triggers what previously happened, but in essence pasina, kuri kungoratidzana ma-illusions. And I think it's very important that we stop living in illusions, and sometimes vanhu vanorwadziwa and commit I think the biggest offenders are not the ones that are in prison. The biggest offenders are some of us walking broad daylight, because our heinous crimes are not recorded. We make some people live in fear. We control and manipulate. We exercise our power unnecessarily, and that Jerry Irachoka ameno kuti richazowanikwa kupi, because it's not all criminals that get to live or serve their time in prison.
Yeah.
So I really think that Munyori anofana kutarisa and check on that, kuti which life is he living, a life of illusion or the real life, and sort out the real issues are in real life. And at the same time, I think that the most important person that will suffer in whatever decisions that are made is this 5-year-old boy.
Yeah.
Because when the elephants fight, it is the grass that suffers. So whatever decision that he makes, the repercussions are there, and they will be faced permanently or temporarily by the child,
Yeah.
or whatever he chooses to do.
It's very true.
Yeah.
Very true. Yeah. Thank you, Sis Claire. Sakura Benford, muda ku add something.
Yes, let me just conclude the underdog drivers. So I'll just say my my 2 cents there. In I still think this is not about any social media signature that this guy is living. Because let's say zvaitika for the first time. Inini I know kuti ex wangu auya akadisrupt a relationship yangu. When I get into the next relationship, I'm going to tell whoever I'll be establishing a relationship to, this is my situation. Last time my ex came aka-interfere relationship yangu, akaudza munhu wandaidanana naye, akamuintimidata. I'm going to forewarn that person so that by the time this person sees my signatures and does whatever threat he gives, this person is already prepared for that. They already know this is coming, and they've accepted me for who I am. I don't see what this guy has done chekuti chikangoudzwa munhu unobva hangu atongotya. And in that case, if this ex yake is that powerful, then basically it's not about what you are living on social media. She could be sending vanhu vanotokumonitor iwewe physically, vachitoona zvauri kuita, vachiona vanhu vari kufamba navo, and then they go threatening. So it has nothing to do with what he could do on social media. But I don't think this ex is going to that extent of stalking him, because in that case then he definitely needs to report and make that a police case. The issue, like I've said before, this is about somebody who does not have know how you can interact nemadzimai, and that is problem. That is what he has to sort out himself. Otherwise without that kuti adiscover kuti problem yake iye iri papi, he's just using ex wake as a scapegoat. But this has nothing to do with ex wake. I know panoita divorces, in some cases women might be bitter, and a lot of things might be said, but with time you also want to move on. Ex wake pamauri kutomuvha on life yake, iye ndio kutongozvinetsa kunga kuti my ex is coming after me, and that's one of what I think is Sevano, especially Zimbabwean people, that's one of our major weaknesses. I know last week ndaitaura discourage vanhu kungomayangira kumapostori kumachichichi, because it's, for me, I've discovered with most of the problems where people go kunanga kumapostori, it's just for lack of that introspection, self reflection. Inini ndiri kukanganisa papi. Kana ukasadaro, it's always easy to blame other people. Solutions are dai mukomadhewa vanga varipo. I'm going to give you an example yavakapa last week, because when we don't think about ourselves, zvinhu zviri ordinary, we start to see those things sezviri so extraordinary that zvakutoda some spiritual intervention. And yet tikangota think a little bit, what I was thinking was extraordinary is just an ordinary situation. If you can allow me to be off topic, ndipa example yakapiwa namukomadhewa last week, vakanga vachiti ivo vakamborwara vakanoponera kumapostori, and therefore he's convinced. Inini I had an experience with this guy tiri kuZimbabwe. This guy waiti akaenda kumusha kwake kuruzevha, angosvika pamba pavo otanga kutokosora, otanga kutokuda madziwa, otorwara, nekuti within hours vanenge vakutobva pamba ipapo. So he had come to the conclusion yekuti pamba pavo hapatosvikiki, pane zvinhu zvakaitwa, and they consulted n'anga, vakabikiswa madoro, vakaenda kumaprofita, everything they did. And you could look at face value and say, how could this happen? Right, but the moment now it happened, we were doing this national tour at Aita, and we did, it was a huge project at Aita, my snails. So we drove through Zimbabwe. Taino Watapama schools. And we got to this school. It was a primary school somewhere in Matebele. I can't remember the name of this school. Takumbirapo kuti tipu accommodation tirare pachikoro pape. Takunorara. This guy started showing my signs. Aita ari kumba kwavo. Exactly the same signs. And he said, this is what happens every time pandosvika kumba kwedu. I start to have these signs. But what happened that day is he identified kamutiso kayapo. Akati kamuti aka ndoka exactly kamuti kari pamba pedu. And it was an alley yanga ainayo.
So not mamepo ekumusha.
Kwete mamepo. Akabva atotaura tiri ipapo kuti he called kumba kwavo akatoti kamuti kari pa side nekitchen yaya, tsvagai vanhu, katodzurwa izvozvi. Dig that tree, remove that tree. And patakangobva to that field kuBatebeland, he went kumba kwake kumusha. Nothing happened, he was okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm saying this to illustrate the point yokuti what might appear to be extraordinary, if you don't think about it,
Yeah.
so deep, it's just ordinary and normal. So this guy is looking at 10 girls. Vese vari kungoya uyachienda. Ndopaunosvika pakufunga kuti zvane mamhepo, zvine x uri kupinda mazviri, yet uri kutadza kuziva kuti iwewe ndiwe une problem. I close my case. I think I took more time than I needed. But I just needed to make this point. Thank you very much, everybody. I will listen to the show while.
Baita Basa Sekuru Benford, we appreciate your input. Auntie Bobs, welcome to the show. What do you say, Nasi?
Hi. How are you, Ronica? How are you, my panelist? Tiri right.
Hello, Auntie Bobs.
Taweko kuvenyu yema-awards. Taamirira.
Yay! Up Mangwana.
Haiwa taamirira ma-awards.
That's wonderful, Auntie.
Tata anotiwana taapano.
Handiti matosvika kuvenyu kwakanaka.
Zvisingaiti.
Good.
Zvisingaiti. Kwakanakisa.
Wonderful. Saka munoti
inini ndikutoshaya kuti mathreat aya problem iripo ndeyekuti threat ka it's a violation of a human right. Saka chino it's a crime. So iye anofana kuripota. Vari kuupiwa no?
hatina kuudzwa.
It's a crime yokuti unotovhurirwa dhoketi andironika, unotovhurirwa dhoketi ukatovharirwa, kana usina fine unotovharirwa. Unotaura kuZimbabwe, unotaura zvinhu zvandoziva kuZimbabwe. Unotovharirwa. Kana usina fine unotoraramo wozotoenda kukoti, unozotokliwa nekoti. Anonzi threats of, inotonzi crime yacho inonzi threats of violence. Because ari kuthreatena kakuti you will never know peace, what. That's a very powerful threat. So iye kana ari genuine you should just go and report. Report. And I don't see, kana kurunzi chokwadi, I don't see the reason why this lady is behaving in that way. If she, like, if what he says, Auntie Ronika, is true, she was a cheater and they decided to move away from her, I don't see the reason why she should still come back to this guy, threatening him. If she had not cheated, so I don't know. Let's say this guy is true. So I think the best way is just to report this lady. And the number dzevasikana vacho nayo ari kudziwana kupi? Where is she getting those numbers? Is he the one who is giving her the numbers? Because Auntie Ronika, it's very impossible kuti all the ladies vari kudanana now, the ex-wife gets my numbers out. From where? There's something that is not adding up here. If she can access my numbers ema girlfriends, ari kumawanepi my numbers ema girlfriends here? If she's stalking this guy, stalking is also a crime. It's actually under the Domestic Violence Act. Stalking is there. I'm talking of Zimbabwe, and I don't want to talk about other countries, because other countries it's even worse, and it's obvious. There are no two ways about it. But I'm talking on like if it's in Zimbabwe, because people will say, hey, kuZimbabwe hakuna mutemo. It's there, mutemo uriko kuZimbabwe. It's just people don't want to exercise because they already give a determination before the case is even reported. People would not want to report my cases, such cases, wachiti, because my courts they favor women. Even here in UK, you hear men saying kuti my courts favor women. There's no law. I've always said this, Auntie Ronika Kuti. There's no law that is promulgated gender biased. There's no law that is crafted for women. Laws are promulgated in the parliament. Parliament consists of men and allowing or agreeing to pass laws that are against men, or to pass laws that discriminate men, or to pass laws that benefit women only. Laws are promulgated without the gender connotations. Law is law, and it benefits everyone, whether you are female or you are male. You are a child or you are an elderly person, you are a disabled person. Law is law. So if he is genuine, and if he is evidence that the woman is threatening his ladies, or if he is genuine that the woman is stalking him, threatening him, then he must definitely go and report the woman. But sometimes we also have situations whereby men don't want to report women. They say, if I report women, people will think that I'm a coward. But you are a human being. You are an individual. This is where depression comes from. Auntie Ronika Kuti, we were talking about suicide, where men, the majority of the people who commit suicide are men. And the reason why men are committing suicide is because men can't speak out. Men are shy, or maybe they think that if they report a woman, that's not being a man, which is wrong. If you are wronged, it doesn't matter that you are wronged by a man or you are wronged by a woman. Wrong is wrong, regardless of the gender that has done the wrong. So you have to do what the law says exactly. Aina nditombooni, some of these things tinopedza 4 hours tichidiscuss such a simple issue yokuti yanga ichifanira kutora 10 minutes kutongoti iwe enda kumapurisa unoreport, tatopedza totovhara show. Because there's no way we can justify something that is wrong. If that's happening, it's wrong, Ronika. Even ichiitwa zvichiitwa nemurume kana kuti zviri kuitwa nemukadzi, wrong is wrong. Yes.
Yeah.
So I don't know whether aripo here this guy atiudze kuti, because in the end he says kuti she's a powerful woman. What does he mean kuti she's a powerful woman?
Mm. Mm.
What does he mean? Vanhu vari powerful tinongowana vachingosungwa. What does he mean kana vachiti powerful woman?
Exactly.
The only person ane immunity is the president. Vamwe vese ava vanosungwa. That's why you're seeing wana Mary Chiwengo vari kukwangwaya. Because law haina basa kuti uri mukadzi wani, uri murume wani.
Law is law.
Because the judges have to do their duties.
Mm.
Anofanira kutsvaga iye inonzi peace order. from this woman kana kuri kunzi anombouya kumba kwake achimuthreatena kana kuti anomuthreatena nematext kana kuti anomuthreatena nemaphone calls, he must record the phone calls, he must keep the chats. Ndo evidence yacho yaanofanira kuenda nayo kuti anopiwa peace order. Nekuti asungwe kuti mukadzi uyu asungwe. Akangovharirwa 2 hours muchitokisi haazvipamidzi mukadzi iyeye. Kana chiri chokwadi chauri kutaura babayo, kana kurunzi hakuna imwe story behind the story. Unless if there's something, because I don't see kuti 10 kurambaniswa vanhu wako nemunhu wako arambana naye. Pandakati mhapanapa ndiko bhururutsirwa shiri yangu nemunhu wandakarambana naye. Ndigoramba ndakanyarara. Aiwa zviiti. Aiwa zviiti. It's a big no. It can't. Unless if kana iye achikumuda, because sometimes varume havagoni kuramba. Anoramba but mwoyo wake uchida. Unless if he still loves this woman. That's why he is tolerating the woman. Because I don't see why would all these girlfriends go because they are being threatened by the ex-wife. Iwewe, take for instance Auntie Ronica, iwewe, would you leave your man uchinyatsoziva kuti haana munhu?
No.
Would you?
No.
Even chero akathreatenwa. Right, fair and fine, uyo ari kutya, maybe anotya kusungisa mai wemwana wake. Koma girlfriends aya ari kuregere kusungisa this lady.
Exactly.
Because ndo ari kuthreatenwa.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't see. I don't. Huh?
Yeah, Chona is to add up.
There's something that is not adding up here. Ngatiudze chokwadi, because handina kunzwa hangu kuti wangu achiti chindapinda wakundopedza. Kuti wanga achiti, because uncle seemed to be supporting this woman, the woman seemed to be blaming the man. I don't know, but I'm saying that if it's true, that's what's happening, then definitely. There must be something wrong about this man. Something is not adding up, because it's simple as ABC. If he cannot report the mother of his child, then the girlfriends that are being threatened must go and report. Tione kuti haasungwi here, akwete kuti titange kutaura kuti hapana zvazvinobatsira, kana ukaenda hapana zvazvinobatsira, ngaaende tozotaura zvekusabatsira kana adzoka. Yeah, I don't know kuti wamwe wati kudii, but in this, that's how I think. This is how I think. I feel kuti you can't be bullied by someone wakaramba. Hazvigoni.
No issue iyoyo. Uncle Sekuru Benford vangamboita unmute. I think you wanted to respond to what you said, but Benford.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I personally don't think this guy has anything to stand in a law of court and provide evidence get out ex-wife. So that's just me looking out. Most of this is just speculation that he has, and I've already said even if they bang up any evidence, ex-wife, you can't go through 10 women because you should find someone out of 10. You'd probably find 4 or 5 who would be saying so the fact that you want to and pointing to me that the problem is more with him and not even the ex. He is just using the ex as a cap. That's the point I was trying to make. I also wanted to say, kuna and Babs. She said the men find it difficult kuramba munhu or something like that. What I can say with men is when it comes to my relationships, varume they can take time for ramba munhu. But once the man has made a decision, then that's it. That's final. There's no going back to the man. But I decision. Munogona kuita 3 years muchikonana achiinda achidzoka achidini, but the day raanosvika kuti I'm done with you, then most men they're done.
Yeah.
There's no turning back. So and I believe in as far as that aspect, there's no way of them going back together. The issue yangosara na iye kuti how can he create a long lasting relationship? This is where I'm going to say it for one more last time. Iye ndiyo ne problem. It's not his ex. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Sekuru Benford. Auntie Babs Manzwa Jatara Sekuru Benford. Auntie Babs. Auntie Babs Zaningwa Freezer. Dr. Love, welcome to the show. How are you?
Tiri bo murisei.
Tiri bo zvedu zviri sei kwamuri ikoko?
Chando chete, chando ichochi chindo chaturwadza. Yeah. Yeah, kutonhora hako. But kuri sei ikoko?
Aiwa kuno kukurirai tiri ngoonawo zviri kuitika munyika tichingohopa for the best, you know.
Yeah. Zvinhu zvakaoma izvi.
Yeah.
You know, you try to ignore it, but in essence, things have changed.
Yeah.
Even the atmosphere has changed.
Yeah.
I'm talking on my own behalf. Kuti zvinhu zvacho naka even kufunga beyond just the general hand kwanise, because I know something is brewing out there and it's a tragedy.
Yeah.
It is a big tragedy.
So bad. It's so bad, you know.
Yeah.
Nombrongo Taura, something Musad Mataura, Dr. Love, Princess Mpofu, or anybody that wants to come on the panel, just use this link in the comment section. They post they pina yepa DDC. Munongo copy that link. Moisa web browser. You don't need to download anything, and it will put you in the studio, and you can come and say something. You don't have to show your camera. When I Dr. Love, camera yao. Anybody is welcome to come. Dr. Love, over to you. What are your thoughts on the topic ya nasi?
Yeah, topic ya nasi kai my ex threatens me. Hey, I have to ask Murumoyo, he's 35 years old. And how does he stand to be threatened by a woman? That's my first question. Kwete kuti vakadzi havana simba, but even I would even twist it and turn it backwards. Kuti, how can someone threaten you unless you allow them to threaten you? You know, there is that thing, Jakuti, we actually give our control to people, even people that that don't even love you, or even that love you. You don't have to give control and your existence to someone. And most of these things, from what I understand, it stems from not just inonzi mafungiro ake ari kutotya kutya kwake ikoko kauku. It might be imaginary, it might be real. He might be in danger for some physical harm, but haana kuindicata kuti that is the case anyway, right? Except for tarnishing one's image or the other. What I would suggest, let him free himself first from all this fear. yekuti pamwe zvichazodii, because what she is doing, as it were, she is cheated on him many a times. He knows that the young lady is a good for nothing person. And at the same time, murume uyu kauyu, he is putting power into the situation. Nekufunga kuti iye haana simba rekuita something about it. I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say.
Yes, doctor.
It is literally in his power kuchinja zvinezvi by him saying the things he needs to say or the actions he needs to act. Kuti uyu mukadzi uyu waari kuti is threatening him to actually change, because she will never change. He can only change the situation himself. And that's the point I would like to emphasize. And this kuti vamwe vanofunga nezvazvo, but I would want to believe kuti murume uyu is abdicating his own self God-given right to feel and to live and to survive in a free and non-fearing mode than where he is right now. I don't know what his fear is about, but I don't see any reason for him to actually be afraid or to feel threatened at all. I don't. So ndomirira ipo panapa because ndatobva in a meeting and I would like to hear other people's opinions and then I can come back. But I don't think this guy here is hapana nyaya.
Thank you, doctor, very much.
Thank you.
Musati Mayenda, do you have a moment to answer one question, or you come back later and I'll ask you the question?
Oh, you can answer. You can ask the question. I'll be happy to answer. Yeah.
Okay. Saka Auntie Babs watombo mention a point. Since mungaramba chingo hontwa like this, munu chingo netwa kudai so zvogona kuzokoza kana depression. Do you think if this gentleman's story is really genuine, this kind of behavior would affect his mental health, his emotional state? What are your thoughts?
That's where I'm saying he has the power to actually make this situation into something he can control, because he has literally given him his existence. How can a woman, his existence. Oh, sorry. I can hear my voice there sometimes. But anyhow, I was just saying depression might come in at some point, and it's real. Sometimes when we are looking at mental health and all, the stress and the pressure you get from this, whether real or imaginary fear, it definitely affects the person's well-being, his the level of his lifestyle could essentially be degraded because of that. Functional as a full human being. And I know his relationships have been jeopardized here and there, but the fact that he himself is giving this woman the power to do what she's doing, no matter what, that's where he needs to tackle this situation. Kunovunza, not even kumgarisa pasi, but to make sure that he doesn't abdicate his God-given right to exist in a free and fearless situation. I don't know how to explain it or express it any better, but I know depression can come in many ways, and this could be one factor that it might come in through. But he definitely has something that he can control, and he can control his own idea and image about how he looks at this situation, and then how he's going to tackle the situation. Because at the end of the day, akangogara achingoti aiwa mukadzi wangu, my ex is always interfering in my well-being and breaking my relationships up at this, that, and the other, and only because of inonzi leverage yemwana aripoka. That to me is bordering a criminal act chayo, and he definitely can act legally or within his bounds as a human being, kuti asa affected too much by this. It's a mindset, Chet. I think it's a mindset. That's all I can say.
Yeah, yeah. No, thank you so much, Dr. Love. Tisa Titapa, Sister P. Hi, Sister P. Welcome to the platform. Auntie Babs, any thoughts about what Dr. Love Vataura and Tisa Tindapa CCP, Sister P. Mkana Wekutaura, her points ne topic yanasi? Muripa mute, Auntie Babs.
Hello, Mati.
Hello. Yeah, Nati, any thoughts on mudango pindura ere zvataura Dr. Love tisati tapa Sister P mkana wekutaura?
Andina anything much to say, save for what I said, kuti if this guy is genuine, ngango follow the right procedures. I don't, no one is immune to crime.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a crime. So she has to face it. I don't know which power yaari kutaura power yaanonzi anayo yandiri kutoshayawo kuti power rudzi. Of course zvimwe zvacho zvataurwa handina kuzvinzwa because phone yangu yanga iri kustika.
Okay. I wonder, Dr. Love, I'm going to go to mental health, how it can, this kind of behavior from this lady can affect his mental health and cause him to get into depression. So, ndo chete zvadaida kuziya.
Yes, it can, because actually pane this comment yandiri kuona panzi his mental and emotional health is already adversely affected. Indeed, it could lead to depression and lack of desire to continue being alive. He needs professional legal help.
It's true. And then we can add a footage, when an animal feels cornered or powerless, it can ultimately react in dangerous ways of self-defense.
Exactly. You end up here committing a crime in a chaita kutafire jail.
Exactly, Auntie. Exactly. I know. Thank you. Okay, well, Sister P, welcome to the platform. Thank you for joining us. What are your thoughts on the topic here, Nasi?
Hello, everyone. I hear most of the guys saying that it's not possible what this story is about. But I want to tell you something. I've gone through that. I'm going through this situation currently with an ex that I was with almost 11 years. And I said, no, I've had enough. But he doesn't want to accept it. He's gone as far as, Sekuru Benford was talking about, but he's gone as far as finding out if I meet someone, he finds out. I think he hacked my phone because he finds out. And I met somebody in Zimbabwe, imagine. And he started threatening the guy. And he even went to the extent of finding a woman to just threatening me. That, leave my husband alone and all this kind of stuff. Then what this guy did in Zimbabwe, he went to the police and opened a docket in the central police station So they traced the number and they found this lady, but the person registered with the number lives in South Africa. So the police were looking for her, but she refused to come to the police station. So I agree with the lady was saying that it's a criminal offense actually to make threatening someone and all this stuff. So it became a case in Zimbabwe, and I'm here in UK, but the guy never stopped. He never stopped. So I suspect he hacked my phone, he hacked my Facebook. So he goes to the file of threatening the person I meet and making death threats and everything. I've been to the police, but he changed his numbers and they say that you cannot prove that it's him who is using this number. So it's not easy, really, guys. It's not easy if you have not gone through situations like domestic violence or somebody who is threatening you. And I agree with Ndi Maputi that it affects you mentally because sometimes I don't feel safe. My eldest daughter says, Mom, I don't feel we're safe with this guy because he went to the far of looking for my exes of somebody on Facebook. But you guys were asking, Guti, how does she find out the numbers? There is somebody providing her with the information because that's what happened to me. There was somebody who knew this guy and she was giving him all the information about the exes and all this stuff because nobody can know all the information. But there is somebody who is giving this woman information and it's not an easy thing, especially kana kunebana involved because ndinebana 3 with this guy and he wants me to lose these kids. So he's threatening that he wants to have my kids taken away from me. And the sad thing is that he works with some woman we went to the same church, that they plan everything so that they can have my kids taken away from me. So it's real. It's real, guys. I'm going through it. And you really go through mental problems. You go through depression because I love my kids. And you know what? If somebody is going as far as Gutane Magats even to tell Vanu, I'm going to have the kids taken away from her. All for what? What did I do to you? But psycho because in here I said, dude, I don't have a problem with you. You can talk to social service and have an arrangement to see Banabako. I will not stop him seeing his kids. But he wants to use kids to get to me. So I said, no, I don't want any contact with him or anything to do with him. So this thing is real, guys. This thing is real. There are crazy people who do crazy things, go as far as you would not believe it. That was this person the person I was with. So it affects mentally, affects you emotionally. That's all I want.
Where is this guy, Auntie?
He lives an hour away from me.
But can't you open a docket here where you are than in Zimbabwe?
I've done here as well. But you know what? He denies everything. He denies everything. If I tell you what he strangled me a few months back, and every time he would attack me, he would headbutt me, he makes sure there's nobody to see it. So all the time there is no witness, and he says it's Guti. Oh, what are you gonna do about it? So the same thing detectives tell me that Guti, we cannot pin this guy unless you have got evidence. But
the phone can be
know
tracked.
How to get away with things. Mati Antibabs.
But the phone can be tracked.
These police sometimes when it comes to black people, they don't care. You know what? One time when the last incident when he beat me up and my eldest daughter, you know what? My daughter called the police. They didn't come. They phoned after 30 minutes and said, oh, how far? Is he still there? But you had managed to get him out of the house. But they didn't come. So it's really dangerous because somebody can kill you and they don't care. They won't turn up. So I advise people, whether you're a man or woman, if you are in an abusive relationship, leave. Because if somebody keeps all the time threatening, he's going to do it next time. She's going to do it. But we cling on to this, to these loveless relationships. You ask yourself, what really am I doing? What really am I benefiting? But you see, 11 years almost. I was damaged emotionally, physically, and even confidence, because you lose confidence. Munwacho will make sure he makes sure that he removes people around you, so that only he's there to depend on, because I'm the problem nemsana nemakumbo. I took accidents, so I used that. Which, oh, she needs me, because you are not well, and has the guts to tell my sister that, oh, taura nemningina wakho ukuthi she should allow me back because she cannot cope without me. But I made sure, you know what, I've had enough of you. I'll do anything with my kids. Even if I have to crawl, I'll do it for my kids. But these people, if they don't want to leave you alone, they won't leave you alone. He just makes my life miserable.
A question for you, the Sister P, and I'm sorry that you're going through such a very tough situation, and I couldn't imagine how that feels. But out of ignorance, is there a way to do tit for tat? I know as an adult you don't want to go head to head with an abuser, because obviously it won't end well in some cases. How can you protect yourself by either hitting back where it hurts the most, or retaliating at some point in case of defense? I am not I'm not advocating for violence. I'm saying in a stance to to do self-defense.
The thing, like, I realized is that this guy, he tells himself and he tells people, like, most people don't believe in maprofita anoita zvinhu zvakaipa, nyanga dzinoita. This guy goes to the extent of finding these maprofita and nyanga. Even they send my name, my photos with Zimbabwe. I caught all my messages, my plans, what they were doing with this woman. I got everything. I've got evidence on my phone. So I spoke to a social worker and said, I'm fed up of this guy, because he threatens everyone, but I don't have that kind of heart, because I just don't want to see him in my life. But there was an incident. What these cycles, they make sure what they get close to your family. This guy still goes to my sister's house and spends a week. So I go to my sister's, I clash with Munu. What am I supposed to do? And my sister's husband says, there's nothing you can do about it. So he's also bringing a breakage between my sister with me, because I said, I cannot come, because how do I know what Munu is going to turn up?
Yeah.
So I don't want to go at all. But if I ended through social service, and it goes to my aunties and everybody threatening, I would make sure I have those kids taken away from me.
Auntie Babs, mokona kutaura kana muchida ndisati ndaverenga mamwe ma-comments ari mu-comment section, because kune vanhu vari kunyatsokomenta zvakawandisisa. But please, by all means, Auntie Babs, fire.
It's the auntie has just told us her experience, which is almost the same as this one, and I think she's talking from experience, and we can't dispute that. But honestly, why would people do such a thing? Kurambana. Why would someone do that? I can't imagine myself doing that to my ex. And why would I do that? Why would I act in that? Why? Or is it the narcissism that we were talking about one other time, Auntie Ronica, kuti maybe munhu anenge agara ari a narcissist, So a narcissist, like when we're describing them, they say kuti munhu wacho haabvumi kurambwa. Even chero achinyasokona kuti the relationship is not working, you can't end that relationship of a narcissist. And the narcissism is it's both genders. Women, a woman can be a narcissist, a man can be a narcissist. So here we are having two stories, and the auntie shared a story, she's female, and the one that we are dealing with is male, but the stories are similar.
Yeah.
So I don't really know why tichitambudzana kudai to this extent. And like you are saying, she admitted kuti there are mental health issues in all these years, because you cannot be at peace. Obviously you will suffer mental health because someone is threatening you. You can't move because ivo vari kutadza they've failed to move on, so they also want you not to move on, to be on the same level. Can you imagine?
And vamwe narcissists, they havabvumi kurambwa. They want to be the one anokuramba, even though echikukanganisira, they have to have the final blow. It's like, ukaita what's best for you and you walk away. I think that's what also fuels them to continue kukozera this unhappiness in your life. But I'm just so thankful for Sister P coming to share her story, Pano Nesu. Hansi, they say most effective way to deal with a narcissist is not to play, which is true. Sometimes, every time, this is what I found in my narcissist, especially my ex-aya kupenga. Eka popota iwo popoti will just keep quiet. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But it's not every time he barks or she barks that you throw a stone at them. Sometimes you just have to watch and not play along. Shkanzi, recap, please. Okay, give me a second. I'll recap it for you in a minute. I agree with what the caller is saying. I think this is when Sister P was talking. Thanks for sharing your story. I agree with you, caller. Some people are crazy. Sorry, and thank you for sharing. This is so sad to hear. Okay. Saka, dealing with the cycle is distressing. It can drive you crazy. The fear and apprehension is overwhelming, really sad. Thank you so much for all those comments and messages of encouragement. Saka takupinda second hour and ndabvunza mvunzo kuti mazim Brit Awards ari kuitwa mangwana, kunana anti-barbs, kuna amtangiri, ana dewa ndokwa vari kudriva izvozvi. So Ddc Skool of Thoughts has been nominated for an award. What is that award that Ddc Skool of Thoughts has been nominated for? And also, where is the location? You have to answer that question, Kawan. What is the nomination and where are the awards being held? Ano answer yo gets themselves a ticket to this Zim Independence Weekender. Inenge Inana, Freeman, DBN Gogo, Natty O, XQ, Joe the Show, now Confused. And you can pick whichever day you want. You want to go ku Saturday ku Manchester, or Canada kenda ne Sunday ne Monday ku Birmingham. Unongoti Woodza. Saka the first ticket win wana Maputi. Saka the second ticket is up for grabs. Whoever answers the question first wins the second ticket. And the question is a two-part question. First part is, what awards has the Ddc Skool of Thoughts page, Panapa, what have we been nominated for? The second part of the question is, where are these awards being held? So whilst you guys are answering, I'll do a recap because that has been requested right now by our one of our watchers here. Okay. Saka zvanzi, my ex threatens. Hello, Elder and DDC. I'm 35 years old man and a father to a 5-year-old handsome boy. I broke up with my baby mama 3 years ago because she was a serial cheater and she vowed to make sure I'll never have peace or date anyone because I decided to end the relationship. The worst part is we live in the same town and I fear for my life. I'm on my 10th girlfriend after the breakup because every new girlfriend is threatened with death or false information about me and they end up leaving. She always finds their numbers and anonymously send threats, anonymously checks my social media handles to get an update on my life, and I know it's her. I'm now tired and feel hopeless because she's very connected and powerful. Please, what should I do? That is the story for today. Yes, so Shumba Kadzi just answered the correct question. So the next ticket goes to you, Shumba Kadzi. DDC School of Thoughts has been nominated for Social Media Group of the Year, and the awards are in Hinckley. So please get in touch with us and tell us which day you want to come for the social media. Anzi, thank you for sharing the Chango Shika. No, thank you for joining. If you want to come and be part of the panel, here is the link. In comment, just click that link and come and join us. Sister P has come. She's joined. She's shared her story. Anybody else, more panel at the moment, you want to add something? Tichi rounder off if somebody else doesn't join the panel. Dr. Love, Sister P, Auntie Babs, Munoti, any final words? Tichi Vara Jedu show yedu if nobody else joins.
Okay, let me just reiterate a few things that I have said, maybe haphazardly, but considering also that at times I need to be empathetic. Understanding kuti munhu wose has a right to live a life without fear. We also understand kuti pane dzimwe nguva when things are so overwhelming and zvinooneka, it looks like there's nothing one can do. But I can tell you from the story that you've just read and from hearing everybody else's contribution, and especially experience here, CCP, I would want to emphasize a few things that could help Mkoma Wedu maybe to push and move this situation in a direction that might be more pliable for him. One is to understand kuti you have the ability, regardless of the overwhelming evidence, iri kutaridzika panzapo kuti mukadzi, the ex, is destroying my relationships and she is very powerful in whatever way she is. But that does not limit your own options to come out of this dark cloud, under this dark cloud. I would suggest, Kuti, one, if you live in the same area, move to a different area, far, far away from her, because it's your life at stake, if it's possible. If it is not life yakataiwa down because of work or because of my situations, a child in Ngrekini, paternity, my rights of visitations are complicated. If it's easy for you, move far, far away from this situation. That's the first thing. Separate yourself distance-wise so that you can get a little bit of breather. Kutuko or your next moves, if it's possible. If that's not possible, what you might want to do is log everything. Your ex, log everything, even if you think it's inconsequential. kana kuti hazvirane basa, that little thing chaanenge type disparaging your character, log it in, put it in a situation, in a folder yauri kutomugadzirira. Because at the end of the day, no matter who you are, no matter how powerful you are, no one is above the law. And I know, and I say this with Nkirkini, with a disclaimer. If it's in Zimbabwe, yeah, that's a little tough of an uphill to conquer, but it can be done. The third thing that I would advise you to do is, you have a son, 5-year-old son. You need to protect that young man. And the situation yauri mom is actually going to affect your son, whether you notice it or not. The state of mind yaunenge uri, you might actually start treating him in ways that you would otherwise not want to treat your son. Nekuda kwekuti you are under pressure, or you are not even aware of it. Kuti ndio zviri kuitika. So I would like to at least advise kuti, if you can possibly be aware, be self-aware, paunenge uri around your son, make sure that he understands kuti whatever is happening between you and his mom, your ex, has nothing to do with him, so he's not the one that's causing this issue. And you should understand kuti he is loved by both. Nyangwe ex wako asingataridze, you must fortify this young man's life, because that's very important. But beyond this 5-year-old, your life is also precious. So I would suggest that at some point here, you make that decision, kuti, your partner, your next partner, understands what you are going through within reasonable divulgence of your story. Not to overwhelm and frighten them away. But once you get someone and not understand your situation, akamira newe in that situation, and if they truly care for you and for that relationship, you will actually be better off as the two of you fighting just this one person. Because at the end of the day, Mkazu, your ex, is destroying your relationships because she can. And the weak point is the second person in that relationship feels tired of the harassments. So I would hope and pray, Kuti, you find someone that will actually be a soldier by your side. And there are a lot of people out there that are willing to stay by their man or woman side, even in situations like this that are understandably very, very hard. But they can, if they can invest and commit to your relationship, I think that's a step in the direction of getting that freedom. But it will be a hard, a hard option to actually realize, especially now that you're on your 10th relationship since the what is that called, your ex's relationship. So don't get used to being denied a relationship. Fight for it and build it up. That's how you fight against Mkazu. Ndapedza.
Maita basa, Doctor, no, that is so powerful. Thank you so much. Tinozvitenda izvozvo. Aiwa, nema-narcissist unokundwa ne-experience. It's like they were born nemanual yekuva narcissist. So what you've just said is true. Just fight for what is yours as much as you can. Auntie Barb's, Sister P, any of you want to go first with your last comments? Tisati tavarisa chirongwa chedu.
Myself, all I want to say is to him, he should be strong. He should be strong, and you know, in what helps me really is praying. I pray a lot because I think if I didn't, my life would be destroyed. But I have faith in God that in everything, whatever it does, because these narcissists, they make everyone believe that they are the victims. That's what he does. He goes around telling people, she's beaten me, yeah, and everything. So they turn everything around to you being the one abusing them and you being the one stalking them. So I would just advise him to be strong and even change the number. And I agree with my brother saying, when you get into a relationship, just let your new partner know a bit. Kuti aiwa, ex yangu ipenzi. Me, that's what I tell. Kuti, I have problem with my baby, daddy. He does all these crazy things. So that when actually he starts threatening, he is aware. With okay, this guy has started. Because if you actually hide it, because what happened with the guy in Zimbabwe when he destroyed everything, he believed that I'm still with this guy. And I told him, it's been 2 years. Ndarambana nemunhu uyu. But he believed kuti we are together. Even now, his family doesn't know kuti ndasiyana naye. A lot of people don't know that ndasiyana naye because I know, he's so sick. He still puts my photos angu ku Facebook, but in dump blocker. People ask me, are you guys still together? I say no. They say your photos are there. Akazara on Facebook, akazara on his status. But in because I blocked him, I don't want anything to do with him. So that's what our advice is. Just get your mind out of this woman. Just stop thinking about it and just move on and tell your new partner kuti aiwa pane situation yakadai. And like my brother was saying, kuti if you really find the right person, they will understand. They would understand and they will not leave you or be discouraged by my threats, and that's all I can say. Kuti just get this woman out of your head and move on and be strong. Otherwise, if you're not strong, you end up having a mental breakdown. You end up going on my antidepressants, all just because of Munu. So don't allow the narcissist to win. The Bible says, kuti munhu anogona kushungurudza nyama, but moyo wako no. That's my motto. I always say, kuti they can do whatever they want to, but they cannot touch your spirit. So your spirit is very strong. Your spirit is very strong than anything. That's what I would advise my brother and everyone who is going through the same thing with him. Just shinga. And if the situation is really toxic, move. Because a lot of women or men live on a body bag. But you'll be going through this thing for years, and you say, so we are taught to no shingira imba yako. But some things you don't have to shinga to abuse because there is no love. There's no love. Unoroa every time. These 3 kids of his, he denied all of them. He says, and whilst he's the one who was going around, sleeping around. So these people, they turn things around and you become the one who is doing these things, So me, I advise people to get out. If it's not working, it's not working. Because one time I had a STI and, I asked him, what's going on? He denied everything. But because he didn't, and I end up going to test everything, I go to the family clinic and they told me that. But every time he will be fighting me, he will be saying, you are the one who brings diseases home. So they are so sick people, these people. Everything they turn around to you. And people always say, how can you live, be patient with such a long. It's not easy to get out, guys. It's not easy. Especially sometimes you end up thinking not for yourself. All the time I put my kids first. I say, I want my kids to have their dad. But like my brother was saying, guys, when you have a problem with Munwako, leave kids out of it. Because he started telling the kids, your mother is the one who doesn't want me to come home. And the kids turn around me saying, you don't want our dad to come home. And all this stuff. So everything, it will be your fault. So don't be scared of moving out and moving on. And like here in UK, Panama services akawanda, you can get help. You can get a lot of help if you've been in such a bad relationship. They can help you. That's my last 2 cents. Thank you so much.
No, siyabonga ukuthi you came and you shared your story with us, and sicela ukuthi uphenduke. Please come back another time. You're always welcome. This is everybody's show, and we're so humbled that you just plucked up the courage to come and share your story, Lati. So thank you, Nyabonga. Thank you so
I
much.
love you, and like into that happened to me. I always say, I don't want another person to go through what I've gone through. So I'll use my life to change somebody's life. You know what? Like you were saying, some people don't believe it. Every time, even if your family members is the painful thing, they will be supporting this cycle. Saying, and most of these narcissists outside to other people, they pretend njengama angels. They behave like angels. So one will be saying, uri kushungurudza mwana wevaridzi chi, but it's the other way around. So kunzima kakhulu sisi. Ngiyazama ukuthi omama asiqine nini ungahlaleli abantwana ngoba abantwana, they get damaged along the way. Kids get damaged along toxic relationships, and that's why this cycle never stops, because when they grow up they do the same thing, because what they see home is what they take. So vanofunga kuti haiwa kuri right kurova mukadzi, it's okay to abuse a man, chi. So I wish kuti, especially mazimbabweans diaspora, let's try and change our ways. Let's try and change our ways, because what happens a lot is sad, especially kana kune vana get caught. And if kids don't have a choice, because they love their mother, they love their father, so all they want is to see their parent. So let's work together, because me with my ex, what I said, you know what, for bana bangu, I'll tolerate you. See bana bako and everything under supervision. But he took that and once started to blackmail me and all this kind of stuff. So nxa kunzima madoda, phuma. That's my advice. Puta more toxic relationship, because it's either you come out on a body bag, because even in yourself, I used to get to a time where I would get so angry when he's doing it. You get so angry with it, you can even do anything yourself. Sometimes why should this person abuse me like this? You think of retaliating. That's why you see some people, they end up killing their partner or something, because you get angry, and when you are angry, you can do anything. So it's not a good environment for anybody to stay in. That's why people always say it ends in tears, and it does. So ngiyabonga kakhulu, and lami ngifunda okuningi kakhulu from the panelists. I learned a lot.
And I'm sure you'll come back. Sicela ukuthi uphenduke. Udewa always wants abantu lapha, and please, when you come, feel free to speak whatever language. Lapha si free, Ishona, Indebele, Manika, zonke.
I know. I always watch all the time. So thank you so much. Thank you so much. And I love the panelists every time. The reason why we were nominated for this award is because we learn a lot. As even when we are on the comment section, we learn a lot, because you meet Muna at the same situation newe, and we learn a lot. We get a lot of advice from you guys. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Sister Pinya Bonga. Auntie Babs, any last words?
Aye. Thank you so much. And this is why I've always said sometimes we spend so much time on a story that even doesn't even need us to spend a lot of time. Usisi P lapho ukhulumile ukuthi omama asenzeni so what ansakwazi ukuthene ansakwazi, but mina ngihlala ngitshela abantu ukuthi khona i-violence sisi knows no gender. Ama-threats knows no gender. Izinto eziningi vele it knows no gender. That's why I'm always against generalizing. Ngoba namhla kuhle kwaba kuhle ngoba wena ubuye le story sakho and lapha besenza stories sibhalwe indoda wena ungumama and lonke likuma same situations. So kuhle kwasitshengisa lokhana sihlala sikukhuluma ukuthi izinto lezi azilani le gender. Kuyenzakala, it can happen to anyone regardless of gender. So mina kungikhululile kakhulu ukuthi what I always say, today it has been what you call, it has been proven, but we generalize and say men do this. So because today we are doing a story written by a man, so yeah, it was going to be women are like this, you women are like this. We'll be pointing fingers to women to say, because the story is about a woman who is threatening a man, so it will be like the woman, the women, it will be all painted with the same brush, whereas that's not the case. It can happen either way. The moment we learn not to generalize, we'll be, I know next year we'll be nominated on higher, more what top awards, because we'll now be dealing with issues, not individuals. Because once we start generalizing, it's like we are now personalizing. We are now dealing with individuals. But today, I'm very, very happy. Thank you so much, Sister P, for sharing your story. Because me, I had said to this woman, if that's correct, what she's doing, it's wrong. If the man is telling us the truth, it's wrong. Yeah, regardless ukuthi is a woman, I'm a woman, wrong is wrong. Whether kwenziwe indoda kumbe kwenziwe ngumfazi. Mina, I'm someone who advocates for justice, and the justice knows no gender. If a man is being harassed or abused, there has to be justice. If a woman is harassed or abused, there has to be justice. So this guy, he's got everything. He just has to report this woman. And I know if they are in Zim, it's very easy. I don't think that the girl can be able to do all the things like what your ex is doing as CSP, because if she is using the one phone, she can easily be tracked. If she's threatening the girlfriends using her phone, then the evidence is there. They have to keep the evidence. They can go to Econet and apply for a statement on that number. The police, if you open a docket like in Zim, the police will write to Econet or Net1, whichever network that person is using. They will apply. If it's a police case, then Econet or Net1 is obliged to give the police the report, where every number, even the calls, are recorded. They can retrieve anything, everything on that line. So it's very easy. It's very easy catching someone who is threatening you using your own phone or his own phone. And to say in Zim, I know very well that these issues, uyahamba bayakubopha sibili abezokuthatha amapholisa bayakubopha, whether uyindoda kumbe ungumfazi bayakubopha. Especially ama-threats e-violence, vele they are serious cases, because most people end up killing each other if they are not handled well. And I also want to go by with what Uncle is it Bradford or it's Dr. Love who said, you must try by all means to move away from this woman, or even change the line, or even he must be open in his relationships. Tell the women that he's dating his stories everything. He must not leave no stone unturned. He must tell them everything, so that he won't have any problems. Because if you share, I don't think there's women or men, they would understand. If there's someone else in a relationship, they will know kuti, no, you haven't concluded this relationship. Can you please conclude before we get into serious business? So it's up to him, honestly. And he must be very careful. And I think he also needs counseling, because he's going through a lot, and at the end of the day, he will suffer a depression to minimize these ailments, because at the end of the day, children are left without parents because of such issues, which then becomes very unfair. Thank you,
Can I
Auntie.
just say something, Babs? You know, Kuti, I was impressed with the Zim police because straight away, as soon as the docket was opened, they dealt with it. They went to the service provider of the network she was using, and they found everything. And you know, and when she saw that this thing is really serious, she came back to me and sent a message on WhatsApp saying, "Kuti, I'm sorry for everything I've done, and you know, this guy is the one who asked me to threaten you so that you leave this guy and everything." So Zim, they don't play. They don't play. So I really, really love Zim police because they take the case seriously. But here sometimes they'll just tell you to change your number and everything. But if there is somebody who is giving him information, I had a crazy ex like that, I'll change my number. But by the end of the day, he would have my number. And I realized inside my family, they were giving him the information, everything of where I live, when I moved. Because he can find out wherever I go. Because if Panevanu close to you, who are giving him the information. That's what he has to try and look at, that who is actually giving her the information. So even family can let you down. You know, they can see good someone is abusing you and everything. And you know, depression, me, I was skinny like a matchstick because I started having panic attacks. I started having anxiety. Even now, when I go to London, I always fear, even that's with this guy, what am I going to do? What's going to happen? So it's something that doesn't go away overnight. It's been how many years now? But I still have anxiety. I still, even like on Facebook, I still fear this guy, if I use my real name, he's going to stalk me. He's going to find out where I live. Because these people are really psychos. They are really psychos. They can go as far as anything. But the first case, the police really helped because I kept reporting. I didn't get tired. I kept reporting. If it was every day, I would do it. And they ended up telling him, you know what, if you continue this, we are going to deport you. We are going to deport you. But it affects you mentally because, you know what, I moved. But he found out where I live. And you know, he used to know where I used to work. So by the time I go to get my bus, he will be inside the bus already. And what do you do? You know, it's really a tough life because don't forget, do I get out or do I just keep staying on the bus or what do you do? But it's really a hard life when you've been through like my stalkers and, you know, my psychopath. They make your life hell. So they make your life hell. So, but in Zimbabwe, they're
You
really
also
helping
need
them.
to move away. You also need to change the city where you live as well.
Right. Like I'm saying, the problem is if you have got people like now, you have people that know him, that know you. He gets the information. Somebody gives him the information. So it's trying to figure out people who are close to you. Ndiani arikupa munhu your information because somebody will be giving him the information. Oh, she's here. Because even if I go to my cousins, you know, in another town, he knows. Oh, you spent the weekend, she spent the weekend there. So there is somebody. who gives this woman information. Kuti, this is what is happening. So check your surrounding. You know, like that song it says, Kuti, don't trust anybody. You know.
But
When you're
with
going
you,
through such a
maybe it's the children.
Yeah, yeah. He uses Bana. He uses the kids too. Because me, I say that I don't want anything to do with him. But what he's fighting is he wants to come and see Bana Gumba Wangu. So in Nini, I refused. I said I don't want anything to do with this guy and I don't want to see him. So the first arrangement with social service was that he can see Bana through my auntie or my sister supervision. But because he didn't have to come to my place, he got angry with that. My sister said, "No, you can come to my place." So his fight is coming back to this house, but he will never have that chance anymore. No matter what he tries to do, he will never have that opportunity because you can't stay in 11-year abuse and you go back again because these people never change. Actually, they advance. You know, he'll start with just a slap or you start with just like that's shouting. But as time goes on, he starts punching you, he starts strangling you. It gets worse as time goes. So once you see my red flags with Munuyo is violent, they will never change. I stayed 11 years in Shifunga with Muna change. And you know, you ask for forgiveness. I'm sorry, I won't do it again. But he never stopped. So it's about you getting courage with no kumele ngiphume lapha. It's about time ngiphume situation enje. So kunzima especially to get out, especially kana unebana. We think so much for the kids, but actually on the long run they get damaged because my first daughter, she's 19. It affected her because the last time he beat me up, my daughter was there. And when she said, "Uti, don't beat my mom," I went for my daughter and she's 19. So imagine the trauma that she's gone through seeing abusing you and all this stuff. And like now, the way she hates men is not good.
Did he show you his narcissistic, psychotic side from the onset? If you're really
No,
honest
no,
with
no, no.
yourself,
No, let me tell you, these people, they will be so sweet. I didn't even know what you know. Let me tell you, I met this guy in church, and you think with him, but I didn't even know what he drinks, he smokes, and all this stuff. And you know, he used to disappear for days and everything. They will not show you their true colors. They make you, you know what they will put you in a box where everything you are happy is doing everything. Wofunga kuti hapana pandawana munhu. But the time he starts showing, you are already in love with the person. So that's where the problem is. If you love the person, unoshingirira chifunga kuti ndinomuta, it's gonna change. But they never show you their real colors in the beginning. They'll be so loving. But by the time you realize kuti this person is crazy, you have fallen in love already.
or you're
So they
pregnant.
mold you.
or
They mold
married.
you. They do everything. They will be sweet. I tell you, if you ask most people who are going through this, they will tell you, "Kuti munhu wacho will be so sweet." Even can I achieve apologize? Oh, for the week, mama, uzoba ngu good boy. You do everything. What do you want? Do you want me to bring you breakfast in bed? Do you want me to do this? But all he's doing is just making you stay and believe what he's loving and sweet. You know what people say with after a fight, you have like a good reunion. That's what these people do. They'll make sure that when they come back to say I'm sorry and everything, they'll be so sweet that you fall for the trap.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. Sister P, you have just opened up and you shared with us. And is it Dr. Love, Auntie Babs? Now, do you have anything else you'd like to say, comment, ask? Tita Vara.
Inin Gnongoti, thank you very much for your experience. I'm living through your experience, and it's painful just to hear what you have gone through, CCP. And Lami, andingasarire sengikhuluma isiNdebele ngithi ngizama
Khulumani doctor.
ngidoba
Yes,
doba
khulumani.
angikwazi
Dopa.
angikwazi ukukhuluma but hey ngiyazama sibili. I will try and I'm learning. Ngizafunda la.
Hayi but liyakwanisa. The fact ukuthi liyadopa dopa lapha ngalapha, you've done a very good job, doctor.
Yeah, but thank
That's
you very
true,
much.
Dr. Love. Inini, you know what? Not Shona, but it's not like fluent, but it's good to learn. Especially most of my friends are Shona, and they always say, talk to me in Shona, in Debele, so that in not Zisa. You know, we learn every day. You know, my language is if you don't know, you ask okay, what does this mean? So inini, I don't even know how I learned Shona, but in not gonna and ndinonzwa zwese.
Oh, thank you. Ngizazama ukukhuluma. Ngibona ukuthi maybe I might improve nxa ngikhuluma kancane kancane.
Yeah. Mbijana.
So, okay, mapedza doctor. All right. Sekuru Benford, tisa vara. Mune anything yamunoda kubvunza kana kukomenta and then tochivarisa chirongwa chedu. Kana mchikhuluma osindebele mungokanda ma words here and there.
No, inda kutogadzira kuvhara. Sorry, I missed the other part. Somebody, I was on the call with somebody, so I missed the other bits and pieces. But from the few Zandangu, it's very, I would say it's very unfortunate that I was going through what she's going through, and in my situations, we should never tolerate abuse. Usually, we tend to make the mistake of thinking an abuser will change. Most abusers never change. So I think once you've made that decision, you don't even take it lightly. Be firm. Where the law protects you, go all the way. That's the only deterrent that abusers know. You have to use the law, the law to the maximum, and make sure that you never allow them to continue abusing you. That is what I would just say pertaining to case here, my sister. And then maybe I can just close on in the case yatanga tina yatatidzana yo nhasi ndobva ndazongodropa hangu off. I know I might say zvisingadi kunzikanwa vanhu vakawanda. Inini I always give the example MDC, the political party. Now mukarigirwa gore rineri, gore rinouya mukarigirwa futi, muchingochema, muchingoridza mhere. Whether muri kurigirwa or muri kudii, imimi ndimatowawo dambudziko. In as far as I'm concerned, you also start to become a dambudziko because you know what's coming, but muri kuita the same thing and you know the outcome. So for this brother of ours, ukakanganisirwa munhu wako ukarambiswa, 1, that's the first time. Number 2, waakuziva zviri kuuya. Number 3, waakuziva zviri kuuya. Kana ukaona zvakuramba zvichiitika 4 or 5, iwewe watova nedambudziko. So tisingazive hedu ma-specific details asina kudisclosure. That's why I chose to say he should also focus on himself, because kana zvangoramba zvichingoitika over and over, ini zvinondudza kuti iwewe watova nedambudziko. Whether this person is powerful, achiita zvaari kuita, it should also give you iwewe enough time yokuita come up with a strategy. Kana kuri kunzi this is real and this X is indeed going to lend to intimidate these people, this is again where you fall back to say, I'm going to follow and use the law to my advantage. I have the evidence, I can report this person, and the law will take course. So there's no reason why you should wait until Warambwa 10 times. unless you are any problem. So that is what I would like to end today's show with. Chingote, thank you very much, Sister Ndawala. You did a very fantastic job. For the first time, we got to see your face. Most of the time, munenge muri kusteru.
ndinenge ndakapfeka night dress kana isekuru nezibhonet rangu ndakavata saka nhasiwo ndarespecta audience ndikati chiuyawo usina kupfeka night dress ndosaka vandiona sekuru Benford.
Yeah, kwasara sister Claire and Babs, I think vanotokandira ma-pictures ma-chat room.
ende vatomboratidza video Anti-Babs ndofunga navo vangova comfy but vari kuhotel yekumaevents edu emangwana.
Yeah. I know. We at times don't realize that over time when you're having a show like this, you become family.
Yes.
And it makes a huge difference. You want to face your moon. And we become family. So nikaenda ku Minnesota ndikatatsvaga Dr. Love. I can't come to UK ndikatatsvaga Mukomadewa. That we become family. If I'm within your circles, we meet, we get together, we become family. So at times the aspects of the faces, my panelists, I understand why people different reasons for not wanting to say, but it's something that we need to encourage. Otherwise, yes, thank you very much.
aiwa ndatenda sekuru Benford nenopa ndoya kuamerica handingamboregi kusvikawo nchiti kule ndasvika, I'm here, I've landed. So no, thank you so much for always your input, we appreciate it. Anti-Babs, I think ndimimega mange musati mavharisa neyo comments and then tochivhara chirongwa chedu.
Aiwa ndavharisa inini ndoda kungotenda badzi this discussion that we had. We had a very powerful discussion and we managed to, I hope the writer, if he is here, I hope he got something from what we said. It's up to him to take what we said. Mai Chisamba White hanzi takupai jira, hanzi rekufuga kuwaridza kana kuti hanzi takupai jira. It's up to you kuwaridza kana kufuga. Kana takupa jira iwe unodecide uda kuwaridza here pasi kana kuti uda kurifuga.
Nderako jira.
So I also want to thank our listeners and our viewers who were giving us their comments. The comment section will never disappoint.
No, the comment section. Even sister P nasi vangu comment section vikauya panel and panel tinofara. Everybody is welcome. So you're right, Anti-Babs. Comment section never disappoints. Yeah, no. And tomorrow, Ddc data problem network. No problem, wangu munogara muri pano vanhu vanotokuzivai. Tomorrow evening, the whole night, Ddc Skool of Thoughts will be streaming the Zim Brits. Saka munenge mchionawo mhuri yenyu yeDDC, muchange mchitiona mafaces edu, tichikudzai kuti tiswa na Anti-Babs, tiswana Ndawana, tiswana Vagwangu, tiswana Mary, everybody who's going, you will see them. And you also see the events of the day. Thank you so much to everybody that nominated DDC. Thank you to everybody that voted for DDC. And as Anti-Babs has said, comment section amumbo tirasisi. Without you, akuna show. You always support us every Monday, every Friday. Tichikutendai, and you are more than welcome to be part of this panel. We have all become family, not because Tinoziana, but because the invite is open. So you feel like you want to come and join a show, just send a message and Dewa will send you the link to come and be a part of this show. See, without further to do, inini ndudango kutenda imese mauya matisapota nasi dewa vasipo. I know it's not the same when he's not here, but I love you all. I appreciate you all. The comments were coming, they were uplifting. A special thanks to Sister P for just being brave enough to come and share story yabo panapa nesu. It can't be easy. And tinotenda Munyori, because Munyori was a man, but tazupiwo perspective yemkadzi saka zvabva zvabhalansana. So thank you. I want to thank my auntie Babs. She never lets me down, never lets the show down, never lets the comment section down. Saka thank you everybody. Ayo ndokutendai muve good evening. Finally, my final thank you goes to my panelists na Uncle Dewa, Elder Dewa. Elder, you trust us to carry on with the show in your absence. Muri mumye mnoti kanandisipo apana show. But because munoti trusta ishow yevanu, saka mangotiwo yendererai ione chirongwa. Saka tinokutendai Elder. Mese, we hope.
Why ndepi Elder?
Vari kudrive kuenda kuHinkley.
Oh.
He's on his way there. Ndosaka vatadza kuvapa show nhasi.
Okay.
Saka muchato vaona vachangosvika anytime soon. Vanenge vakutosvika kwamuri, pamwe muchatogogodzerwa kumahotel rooms kwenyu ikoko zvichinzi naElder tasvika. Hanzi, what time is the time iri kutanga function? I think function. Auntie Babs, muchiri kuziva kuti flyer iri kuti function iri kutanga nenguva
6 p.m.
6 p.m. Yeah, saka from 6 p.m. or maybe just before 6 p.m. DDC page nengeri live for the whole event. Amuskumboruzirira muchaona zvese from vanhu vechita red carpet, kuchidyiwa, kuchipiwa ma-awards, kuchitambiwa, tichitiwa ma-introduction. Everything will be there from 6 p.m.
And again, Ronica, it's like as DDC family, we said kuti the nomination, we value the nomination more than the award. To be nominated, we are celebrating the nomination. We don't mind what's gonna happen, whether we are going to get the award or we are not going to get the award. But the nomination itself is a great honor for the DDC family.
Yeah. Yes, that is so true, Auntie Babs. Nomination Yashuna means so much to us because you know what? Tino, we are panapa every Monday, every Friday, tichitaura, tichikurukura, discussing real life matters. Saka kuti muti nominate, aiwa, tino kutendai. And kana une topic iwo ili close to your heart, there are no doubt but discuss one panel. Just send us an email to DDC page and to discuss a panel. But I want to know tendai. Oh yeah, and as Dewa always says, if you've been affected by anything that has been discussed today, please message us. There are people on hand that will be able to support you in one way or the other. Don't suffer by yourself. Don't suffer in silence. Tiripano kubatirana. Muswa 6 March. Next week, Sunday, 6 March. Kurukutaurwa issue ya depression. Ana Auntie Babs, wanengwari pa panel. Anybody else who feels that they can be on the panel to share their story or to share some advice, you are very welcome to come and be a part of that discussion. So let's come and discuss the issue of depression in our community. Let's not cover it up. Sister Piva toya nasire kashare nyaya yavo ye depression yavangu echikozwa nenarcissist yavo. Saka imimi okana munema issues amuruda discuss okana munema tips ne knowledge yekubatsirana. Come, let us share. We can only rise by lifting each other. Auntie Babs, ndakanga mahere anything disati ndavarisa?
No, I think you have said it all.
Aiwa, my tabasa, Auntie Babs. And thank you so much. All the comments are coming. Hands great management and leadership by Elder Dewa. Thank you for sharing the platform. Well done, Elder Dewa, for great leadership skills, grooming panelists to run the show effectively in your absence. Doing on the succession planning. Kana watanga chinu. Chini chocho chinofanira kuenda chichienderera mberi even in your absence. Sakaya watinotenda Dewa. What time is the function tomorrow? The function is at 6 p.m. UK time. We'll be streaming everything. Thank you so much, Princess Mpofu, Sister P, for coming and sharing. We hope you'll be part of the panelists in the future shows to come. Auntie Maku, thank you so much. And thank you, guys, panelists. Successful discussion. Ayo. Isusu tataura sterekta kuvarisa ne DDC theme song yedu. Tonana mangwana. Muchiona takapfekawo maglamorous outfit, tazorawo poda, tichingotorwawo mapicture tichidyira. But for today, have a good evening and thank you so much, everybody.
Ddc Skool of Thoughts, yeah. Kubatsirana, techisisana, techiyambusana, frila, kuonesana, techisimudzirana, ya. Panondo patosangana, techibatsirana, panondo patokumana, techisisana. Ddc Skool of Thoughts, Ddc Skool of Thoughts. Yautete wachimonyo pila icho kwadi upenyu uyu unoda kupanana miwono, yeah. Kubatsirana, techitsitsana, techiyambutsana, pila kuonesana, kusimudzirana, nekukurudzirana, yeah. Pano ndo patosangana, techibatsirana, pano ndo patokumana, techibatsirana. Ddc Skool of Thoughts, Ddc Skool of Thoughts. But Ddc Skool of Thoughts. Real life matters now. Mondays and Fridays, 8:30 p.m. UK time. Live here on Facebook. Ddc Skool of Thoughts. What?